Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Paper Dungeon. Sorry that there was a few technical difficulties. We don't know what happened. It just stopped working. So
I blame
Grant
the
is
fact
on
that
something else
that
today.
I
I blame
blame
DJ.
Streamlabs.
but yeah,
We're
we are
back,
here.
though.
We are excited to
I
be
will
streaming.
mute you
We are
so fast
very,
if
very,
you touch
very,
the
very,
screen.
very excited to have the lovely Miss Lydia Korn back with us tonight.
Hi.
Woo!
So give her a warm welcome back.
And
But
I think it's safe to say
let's
I'm the one
stop.
who's most excited because then I don't have to say anything.
There's just
Oh, for
excited
the
to not
for the
have to
intro.
talk. I definitely have the volume on that. Good.
Yes, everybody, welcome Lydia back in chat.
Beautiful. We do have a few announcements to get through before we get started with this episode, episode 15, which is the last main campaign episode of this year. Just so everybody's aware, don't show up next week expecting a new episode, but this is the last episode of the year. There will still be other content, but just be aware.
So do show up next week. Just don't show up next week expecting an episode.
Yeah, something like
Yes.
that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lydia.
You're
So
welcome.
like I said,
Glad you're
though, we do
back.
have a few announcements. Lydia is going to start with that.
Sup,
Yes, the
nerds?
shade.
You want to be cool like us? Follow us on other socials. That's how. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and other stuff. Just don't go to Facebook.
Viewer
you very much,
engagement is
Leah. We
back down by
appreciate that.
50%. I just want everyone to know that.
Aaron will have our next announcement.
Sup, losers? Just that. I stole your intro. We have a Discord. It's pretty cool, and you should be there. A bunch of all y'all in the chat are in there already, and you guys are great. Y'all are fantastic. And the rest of you who aren't there could join them, especially if you're a subscriber on Twitch. That's super important because all of our little extra content that we'll send only to subs, like little previews of Patreon content and stuff like that, will go through our Discord. So if you want that additional stuff, gotta be there. Additionally, we have a website, www.thepaperdungeon.com, where we have a merch store where you can buy like shirts and stuff and hats that look something like this. To wear, and it's great. Speaking of stores, Lydia also has a store, lydiacorinne.com, where she sells her art. And Lydia has done all of our overlays, all of our character art, so you can go buy her art or commission art from her, which is still technically buying Lydia's art. And it would be awesome because Lydia needs to pay rent, and that's a good thing. So go do that. Back
Very
to you,
nice.
DJ.
Thank you, Aaron. Grant has our next announcement.
Hey, Dungeoneers. If you're seeing me with your eyes, congratulations. If you're hearing me with your ears, also congratulations. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you happen to have Amazon Prime because you like things shipped to you for free, or maybe you want some music and other goodies, you can also have another goodie here on Twitch. You can subscribe for free to the Paper Dungeon if you have Amazon Prime. Even if you don't use Twitch, dropping a follow, subscribing for free helps the channel financially, and you don't have to do much to do it. So if you have Amazon Prime, go ahead and use that Prime sub today.
That was
Very
your
nice.
cleanest ad read.
It's the glasses.
That was well
It's
well
the
done.
It's the glasses.
It's the 4 days
It's the
without
blue
sleep is
light
what it
glasses.
is.
So-
I like this new version of Grant. This is
Yeah,
this
this
is a
prim,
good new
proper.
direction for 2023 to head.
I will mute you so fast.
Oh no. Just so you guys are aware, for our calendar update, this whole month we have been releasing a mini series called Autumn and Death or something like that.
Autumn and Death.
Something like
Yes.
that.
Yep, that's right.
We
That's right.
went through like
We're
3
doing
different
something.
names. And I mean, we recorded it like 2 years ago, so I honestly don't
Yeah.
remember a lot of it. But that's the one shot or the mini series that's going over Cather and Melora's time being imprisoned by Prozius and what they went through during that time. And so that started being released a couple weeks ago. The first episode is available to our Twitch subscribers through our Discord, but the rest is only through our Patreon. So if you like that, go check it out. Or if you just want more content, go check out our Patreon, because those will be 2 more episodes. One's gonna be released this Thursday. The last one will be
Friday.
next Friday.
This Friday and next Friday. Yeah.
Oh, Fridays, excuse me. Next week, come back for a rerun if you want to hang out and just support us some more. And then, just so you are all aware, our schedule for January, the beginning of the new year, on the 2nd, we have a one shot that we recorded. It's going over it's off in a different continent, still in Nicomeres, really fun time.
I make
Aaron,
DJ weep.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
true. That is
yeah,
true. They made me
DJ.
cry.
Yeah, it's rough.
I
Uh,
own DJ for like 4 hours. Is what
It's
that
true.
was
We
what
just
that
went
was.
back and forth, and then I just cried. Yeah. So if you want to see me in agony as a DM, go check out that one shot. Aaron, Drew, and Grant joined me for that. They played 3 20th level characters as they faced off against a rogue paladin. It was a very, very fun little adventure. So be back on the 2nd to see that. And then on the 9th, the following Monday, so the second Monday of the new year, Aaron will be DMing a one shot with, I
Not
believe,
sure what
all
it'll
4 of the
be
rest
yet.
of us. So we should have everybody for that as well. And then we'll be back to having table scraps that Thursday after the 9th. So the 12th will be when we have that. The 16th is when we have we're going to be back. Yes, Lydia?
What are you all laughing at?
Sorry, Drew just got gifted another sub from Hands.
Yeah,
It's like the
Hands
third
gifted
sub in a
another
row.
sub, and it's to Drew, who's on the
Nice.
cast.
Drew's
We
not
appreciate
subbed,
you
and
supporting
Hands
Drew
keeps
financially,
making him do
even
it.
though he's probably the one of us that's best off. That's we appreciate that. But
It's because
on-
I'm not spending all my money on the paper dungeon.
exactly,
That's true. That is a big
because
big cut
Hans
in the
is
funds
gifting
for
all of
us.
his
Yeah.
subs.
That's how he can pay. That's
It's
how
like
he can afford
every
it.
month.
That's how I can afford rent.
Exactly. The 16th is when we will be back to the main campaign. So definitely be back for that. It's going to be a good one. Life is going to get spicy. So we're pretty excited to do that. And then finally on the 19th, we will be doing a filing cabinet episode. So that's the top
Hosted
show
by
episode.
yours truly.
Beautiful. Yes. Hosted by Grant. And that is when you guys can ask us questions about the future for 2023, plans that we have, ideas that we have, anything like that, and anything that you want to talk about from 2022 or even further beyond that.
Post
about starting the
questions for us.
stream, the show, any of the side characters, insights to the characters, literally anything that you guys want to talk about, feel free to ask us about it.
Post questions for us in the Discord and Ask the Cast, or on Twitter or other platforms, but preferably Twitter. Use hashtag AskTPD, and we will answer those questions live.
It will be beautiful. So definitely start sending those questions. We love answering your guys' questions. That was a lot of information.
Yeah,
Sorry. I
And
know
all this
that.
information will be on Discord, right?
Yes, it should
Yes.
be. Yes.
So make sure to be Discord people so you have this information on hand easily.
Yes, as you can see, the Discord is hyper important for our community. So
And
definitely
if
be
you're
on that.
listening to this in the future, disregard all of it, but go back and watch it, please.
Great. I think that I know that was a lot of information. Try and keep it all retained in your brain. If you have questions on the schedule and we haven't posted something for some reason, let us know. We'll answer your questions in the Ask the
Yeah.
Cast.
If you yell at us, it encourages us to do our
I'll
jobs.
probably cry.
That brings in
Um,
the views.
Without further delay, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode, episode 15, the last episode of 2022. By rolling that clip.
Plains of Illavare.
Welcome to Nico Muris, a world of lost legend and forgotten lore. As the world, still recovering from the decimation of the trial, approaches the turn of the century, ancient evil returns with a lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us into a planar conspiracy as powers beyond your imagination plot the downfall of all that is right and good. 3 years have passed since our heroes fought a war to reclaim a fallen land. Now, they must once again take up arms and write a new story, a tale of glory, fear, and fortune, as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
What's that hot?
We're in.
Classic intro with the Lydia laughing.
My life is just being upset.
You
that
guys
Grant
missed
is
it.
in
Grant said something really funny right before we started.
Unless they
So-
didn't miss it.
Our party has been reliving past memories and exploring the depths of their emotions as they have been experimenting with life itself. Recently, after they had returned to Gambit's Keep, trying to relax a little bit, trying to figure out what their next move was going to be, they were found by Kiyomura, an old friend, a welcomed member of Fate's Gambit that hasn't been around for quite a while. If you guys watch the first half of the campaign, you know that he left about midway through the campaign, and basically the party was trying to communicate with him the whole time, and he was being kind of vague and not really knowing what's going on. And then he wasn't around for the last 3 years. They discovered that during that 3 years, he had been working on a way to bring back Melora, to right what he figures is his biggest failure, basically. And so he had traveled all over, and he had come to you guys saying that he had found a way, and he wanted the rest of Fate's Gambit, or Gambit's, no, Fate's Gambit.
Yeah, you got it.
Gambit's Keep is the place. But the
Yeah,
rest
you
of
got it.
you all to join him for that. Reluctantly, hesitantly, you agreed. You went to Mysteria Vale. You met the actual founder of Mysteria Vale. You went over things. Long story short, the ritual itself was very successful. You guys were able to bring back Melora, seemingly with no side effects, no altered temperament, no physical disabilities. She seems to truly and completely be back, as far as you're aware, permanently. So, following that, you guys caught up. You then went back to Wisteria Vale. You went to a banquet where you enjoyed wine and food and a small amount of company. This banquet was only for those who were aware of this experiment, which was a very small group, and only to celebrate the victory that is this experiment. And so you partied, you had a good time. About halfway through the banquet or so, Cather got a vision from one of the gods that he serves, and is very close and intimate with, Atrasil, basically representing that she was at the base of the Temple to Venin Attis, which is the massive statue in the center of Wisteria Vale. So he went to that statue, he met up with her, they began to talk, and it seemed as if she was getting ready to reveal something, maybe something from her past or a piece of information that she was scared to say. But unfortunately, we will not know, as she was about to say that.
Okay, hold
Guys.
on. Don't do that. You know, DM.
I mean, I know, but well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Atrasil is completely separate from me. I am not Atrasil. She's a separate person.
Atrasil. Who's
okay?
Atrasil?
Whatever happens in game is not my fault. It's in game, you know.
DJ
it's them.
pulling
It's
off
not
the
me.
Atrasil wig.
Exactly.
It's hard to know. We'll
Great
never
I've seen-
artist.
Who knows what's
Who
in her
could
mind?
say?
But you were ambushed by 4 of the Archfey, 2 of which you recognize as Zestari, the constant pain in your side, and Travaran, one of her allies that you fought against during the war for Oclaron.
Classic Trevor.
Along with 2 others, one a very centaur-esque creature, another kind of a very owl-like spirit, almost like that of the spirit that guarded the library in Avatar, for all of you old school nerds. It's a good visual. You fought. Thankfully, you were assisted by 2 other gods. Malice and Malkuma showed up. And between the party of Cather, Abinthy, and eventually Edward, the 3 gods against these 4 Archfey, you were actually able to kill 2 of the Archfey. You killed the owl and the centaur, with Travaran and Zestari managing to get away with Atrasil, which seemed to be the goal all along. Feeling that frustration, you returned to the banquet, not quite sure what to do, only to discover that Renaya had been summoned by Baphomet. And so she was willingly forced to go, however you want to say that.
She's voluntold.
That's a good way to put it.
Voluntold.
She was voluntold, yes. And so she disappeared while that battle was ensuing. You guys then decided to kind of form a game plan with Kiyomura and Wisteria Vale and Melora and figure out what it is that you guys need to do. Eventually settling on the fact that the powers that be, the powers at play are immensely strong and powerful. And if you are to have an influence over this, you are going to need to gain quite a bit of strength and gain allies that will be able to truly help you in this battle. So you're going to do that in two ways. First and foremost, Wisteria Vale has an ally from her past that she desperately wants to bring back, a man by the name of Clovar, who you have learned to be a Vesht philosopher from the Age of Pandemonium, a very old friend of hers. In order to bring them back, you have been chartered with going to the plains of Illavare to recover an item of his to be used as the anchor for his soul to be transferred from the soul cage into this and eventually into whatever is going to be the body that is put into, much as the oath bow was for Melora. That, along with the fact that you wish to seek out vestiges and other ways of gaining power so that you yourselves can also balance yourselves out and become as strong as possible. Having made this plan, you agreed that Kiamora would take Melora up to Rivaluna in order to get more Vasperite, which is a key component to this ritual, while you all went to the plains of Illavare, wherever those are, along with working on your own side quests, and Wisteria would work on whatever she needs to work on to continue to push these things forward. You guys return to your home base, Gambit's Keep, before quickly departing to go to Athala, as knowing that this ritual is now successful, there were two things that you wanted to do. Cather specifically wanted to talk to his gods about reinstating his oath, a very, very important thing. Abinthy wanted to talk to those same gods about getting the soul of Talanasha so that he could also perform this ritual as part of the bargain for helping Wisteria Vale. And then, I know I said two things, but then Edward also wanted to check in with Athala to see how everything was going.
And also,
Everything was going well in
we
Athala.
did also ask for information about like the plains of Illavare as well.
Yes.
And some of the context around the recent events.
Yes, you guys got a little bit of a lore dive, whole 9 yards as well. The important details is that Cather, after talking to these gods, basically got a fat maybe as he asked to rejoin the oath and to rejoin his brotherhood, and they said that they would consider it, but they made no promises. And Abinthy had a much more frustrating response. Abinthy being one who has always blasphemed against the gods and outright disrespected them and had
All right, always is, always is an exaggeration. There was a time.
Who is not
there
afraid
was
to
a time.
blaspheme
There
or
was a
disrespect the
time.
gods, came to them asking for a favor, and they were not per se inclined to just freely help. And so
Because they're jerks.
They did offer a bargain to Abinthy.
A bargain? What type of discount
Whatever you
store
wanna
are
call-
you going to?
Aaron's upset.
I am.
One love for another, man.
One
Equal
love
value.
for
Your
another.
career.
They asked him
Good
to
for an eye.
trade his love for the enemy for his love of Talanasha.
I don't see the problem here.
They asked him to
You're a
cut off his
problem.
ties with Glacia, one of the Lords of the Nine, and a current enemy to the gods in this battle, in order to give the location of Talanasha's soul. Understandably so, Abinthy was extremely upset. And so we're going to pick up right after that. Abinthy, you have just declared that the gods will rue the day that they challenged you. I don't actually remember the exact thing that you said.
I believe
but you
the
do.
last thing that I said is, and if I die, I will stare directly at them as I walk backwards into hell. And then I in a absolute huff,
A hissy fit.
absolutely pompous and just ready to go, begin to walk out of a said church.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Strut.
You strut out of the House of the Final Breath, which I do believe is what the name
The
of this
House of
temple is.
Last Breath.
Last
Close
Breath,
enough.
excuse me.
Synonyms.
Cather, what are you doing? You're following on his heels. Where are you going? We're going to pick up right here. So what are you guys doing? Renaya, you're not quite back yet. Edward, you're still talking to...
I'm running errands, remember?
yeah,
I'm just
you're
like
running
keeping
errands,
up
that's
with
right.
people. Yeah. Nothing we have to
so-
roleplay.
Cather, what are you doing? Abinthy, what are you
Well, I mean, Abernathy storms off. Cather has to take a moment to recollect his items that are still laid before the altar.
He's like,
Pick
oh
my
shoot!
stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
he's buckling.
I mean, he'll take his time. He's not like too hurried about it. I mean,
He's like, I have to go talk to him now.
yeah. I mean, he knows like,
We're used to people storming off.
yeah. It's just like, okay.
I do storm off in the direction of the teleportation circle that would take me back to Gambit's Keep.
But yeah. So I collect my items. Cather does think to herself, is just, well, it could have gone better, but
That's
it
how
could
much
have also
trouble it
gone a
is.
lot worse.
Well, hey man.
And
Wow.
and then he'll make his way out of the temple. He will thank the acolyte that helped him
Yes.
on the way
I
out.
flipped him off as I walked past. So.
I'm so
Cather,
so-
with
I'm
your
so sorry about him.
long, confident strides, it's not hard to catch up to Abenthy's. He's an old man, and so he's doing like that. Kind
But
of.
it looks very dignified.
I mean, and he's like wearing like this, like almost like this dress thing. So
Yeah,
he's like
you know,
has to
he's
hold
got
up
it's
his.
a robe.
He's holding up
Not-
his skirt of his robe, and as
He's
he's
not fast. is what
angrily
I'm saying,
truddling.
and so it's fairly easy. For you to catch up.
Truddling? Truddling? That is the perfect word for that.
Thanks. I'll just.
Yeah.
No
I'll
one
just.
else is
catch up.
excited about truddling. Can't
I'm
be a
excited
real
that you're
word,
excited.
but it's such a good word.
I think it probably is more like trundling because I know that's a word, but truddling fits. I like it.
Truddling
It's very
sounds
fantasy.
better. Also, Abenthy, I have a bone to pick with you because you promised me that you wouldn't be disrespectful.
Are you talking
We'll
about?
get to
Okay,
that.
thank you very much. They disrespected me first. All right, I was respectful.
Did they
I
disrespect
brought
you
the key
first?
cards.
I'm hearing you out.
I brought the tea card.
Did they just?
I did everything
I mean-
that I. Absolutely, they did. I was like,
Rum.
Is this
Hey,
going to be another
I'm really
episode where I only
sorry.
get to play in the last hour?
Because we're all arguing.
if I have
Your
anything
vector
to
that
do
it's
about
going,
it,
We're glad that you're back for this last episode. Before we
I'm
take a break
walking.
for, like,
I'm
4
walking
weeks.
towards
You-
the
but
you always
teleportation
have fun
circle.
playing.
Lydia
Keep
gets a
on
front row
truddling.
seat to the three boys being idiots.
You keep on truddling, you.
Anyway.
You catch up to Abby.
Yeah, I catch up to Abernathy, and I just match pace with him as he's truddling towards the teleportation circle.
Are you going to say anything, or am I just going to keep walking? Or because I'm fine with silence, if you would like silence.
I mean, I figured that if you wanted to talk, you would say something. You know.
I love talking. I have maps to decipher and the plains of Illavare to find,
Right. Do you have
among other things.
Do you have a lead with that?
Well, I have Renaya's maps that I'm most likely going to burgle from her room.
Right. Well, but she might have them on there, right?
Hmm?
But doesn't she have the maps on her person?
I don't know.
Right. Okay,
Frankly, I don't care.
all right. So we're gonna find out. All right. That's well.
I love sassy triple wits.
For what it's,
Are we done? Is
I-
anything of substance you have wished to say?
for what it's worth, even though it's not much, I am sorry.
Well, it's not you who should apologize.
Well, I don't think it's them who should. I don't think anyone is owed an apology in that situation, as terrible as it sounds.
Katha, you have right to your opinion even when you're wrong.
Takes a very proud man to say something like that. Usually pride is right before downfall. Just remember that.
When everything else has been taken from you, you will understand how much pride is worth.
Oh, trust me. I have lost everything in my life before.
Well, great. I hope I don't cause you to lose it again. Are we almost to this teleportation circle? God!
I mean,
And
the
thus-
teleportation circle is up a couple rings.
Ugh.
Actually,
We need to
Twix
make one on
has
that
been
big
born.
Edward, you are
That's
off
me.
running errands. You get all the things that you need to get. You catch up with all the people that you need to catch up with.
Edward's
Um,
like waiting at the teleportation circle, and like a mile away, he hears like just Abernathy shouting.
Yeah, no.
And an
Very
explosion.
quickly,
I'm not sure where that's
we will
from.
say that you have been waiting for probably only like 5 minutes. The timing was actually honestly pretty good. Before you see Abinthy and Cather coming around the bend that is this third ring, making their way towards the office building that you know the teleportation circle is in. Obviously, since you're there.
Once they approach, I assume I can tell that it's not entirely happy.
Well,
I'm
Abinthy
insight
certainly
check.
isn't happy.
Yeah, roll an
I'm
insight
just
check.
gonna
I'm just
say-
curious.
Oh yeah, let me get out my dice.
First roll of the night. Sounds
Yeah,
like
first roll of the
Abinthy-
night. Just gotta button up my little
You
felt
didn't
tray.
have it ready?
I forgot that we rolled
Dude,
dice.
we get
in
on
this
an
game.
hour before stream.
You forgot
Abinthy
this
is-
is just a
we get
theater
on an hour
play.
before stream.
I've been sitting in
Rand
this chair
doesn't.
for 50 minutes. What's wrong?
Abinthy will be actively attempting to project his exact emotions.
I
The
also,
whole world will
He's not
know
trying to
how
hide
he
this.
Things
feels.
are upset.
I'm also pulling up D&D Beyond right now. Okay.
In the meantime-
I have it. This is an insight.
Yeah, we'll say
Okay.
with advantage since Abinthy is actively trying to make sure that you understand what he's feeling.
Natural 20.
Oh my gosh, you know exactly
Yes!
what they asked. You literally know that they asked to trade Glacia or Talonasha. I immediately know.
He gains
Oh my gosh.
his own vision of the
say,
conversation.
Yeah. They're approaching. He goes, "Oh no, don't tell me. They asked you to trade something, didn't they? Oh no, please tell me, Cather. He didn't do anything terrible, did he? Is
You worried
is the
about
temple on
me?
fire? Well, yes. You have the ability to crumble a building at your whim. I'm sure of it. And you were just in one of the temples that took years to build."
This is what you're worried about at a time like this.
Well,
okay.
I think more accurately put, he knows that something very upsetting happened, so he's worried that you,
Exactly.
in an outburst of rage, did something.
I'm in my empathy. I'm afraid.
Empathy
Yes.
for
Look,
a
I'm s-
building.
No, for you.
Empathy. Don't try to turn this around. The first thing you see this, and the first thing that you ask is, "Did I hurt your precious church?"
Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best choice of actions. Okay, but let's try this one.
Yeah,
Are you
put on the
okay?
other shoe. Let's give it a shot. No, I'm not okay.
Okay, what exactly did they ask you to do for them in return for your question? What exactly was it?
That's something very unfair of me.
They asked something unfair of you.
And no, I don't want to talk about it right now. I would like to
I
go
see.
back to Gambit's Keep. I would
Oh,
like to decipher
sure.
a map. I would like to find the lands of Illavare. There's a lot of things that I would like to do. And I'm going
Okay.
to tell both of you right now that in the next, I don't know how long it's going to take, I'm probably going to do some things that will be rather unfortunate for everyone involved.
Well, what you do on your own time is no concern of me, so
It will
Go right
almost
ahead.
definitely affect everyone in the party, and I apologize for that. And frankly, Cather, if your gods ask you, "Hey, if you want to become a paladin of fate once again, simple solution, just kill Abinthy. I won't even hold it against you. But you had better darn well kill me quick, because I run fast."
When you're ready to talk and not in a hyper state of emotion where your brain doesn't work properly, let me know. And then
Okay,
we can
okay.
have an actual conversation.
I think what Cather's trying to say is emotions are high. This doesn't seem like you. Let's just get back to the keep and take some time and maybe
Yes.
we can revisit, okay?
Let's get back to the keep.
You guys. In
Yeah,
awkward
Edward
silence.
turns to the usher or whatever, the teleportation circle
Yeah,
person.
there's
is
just
called.
some poor guard, like this is his second day on the job, who's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
should I be here right now? Should I go?
It's actually Usher.
The front desk person who's been awkwardly just like writing on a scroll, just absolute gibberish to seem like they have something to do instead of listening to this extremely intense conversation. They direct you to the back room where the teleportation circle is. You guys use it, and find yourself back at Gambit's Keep. Coincidentally, just as your teleportation circle arrives, Renaya, you find yourself walking through a planar gate of your own, right into the center courtyard of Gambit's Keep. You've just returned from basically just a day of hanging out with Baphomet. He just wanted to ask a few questions, you know what happened, so on and so forth. You guys had a grand old tea party. It was great.
So Renaya, I had strange word. I hear that some group of adventurers went to like the first layer of hell. That wouldn't happen to have been you guys, right?
No.
You're not like actively
No.
moving.
I
against
noticed,
them.
you know,
No.
in the Fiend papers, they mentioned that a dagger
In the Daily
was
Abyss,
stolen.
in the Daily Abyss paper.
Wow, that's really
in
awkward
the
for
Daily
you,
Demons
huh?
and Devils. I normally just read the comics, but man, did
In
the
the
first
daily
page startle me.
dungeon.
Renaya, go ahead and just make a perception check for me.
Well,
I'll
I
give
rolled
you
a
advantage.
3, but that's a 13.
I want you to have advantage on this
Oh, okay.
because you're cute. You know,
Well, that was a nat 1, so
I want you to have
That's-
advantage again.
This has happened
Okay.
every single time that you have said,
I got a
yeah, you
2.
get advantage because you're
that's
cute.
12.
It's followed by
Look,
1.
look, DJ, my
Wow.
passive
Hey,
perception is
DM.
25.
DM,
Okay, we'll go with
I
that.
think in moments where you just want the person to do something, you could just tell them,
I-
"Hey, you noticed this
I
thing."
know that this is how it works. I understand. I was
I
trying
mean,
to be a little more
he wanted to let me roll. He wanted to let me roll
humbled
clickety
me.
clack.
I'm not
you know?
all powerful.
God
I understand. I
humbled
get it now. The
me.
dice are in charge. I understand. Renaya, you show up at Gambit's Keep, and immediately you hear in the distance the teleportation circle finishing its activation as people are coming through.
Oh, convenient.
And there is a palpable aura of tension
Ah,
that you can feel from across the keep.
yep. All right.
And slice that
And
with a butter
back to
knife.
work I go. And she starts heading over to them.
Abinthy
You-
isn't wearing high heels, but you can hear his heels click down the hall as though he were.
Yeah. No, you go downstairs and very quickly catch up with the group.
Oh,
Avanthy.
fantastic!
continue.
Renaya's here. How was your trip? Are you all right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you know, demon things.
Oh, yes, it sounds like. Sorry, I was just trying to demonstrate to Edward what empathy looks like. I'm
Oh,
very glad to hear
oh.
that you are okay. Could we borrow the maps from your room, or do you have them on you?
I have them on me. What do we need to do?
We need to
What's
search for the
going-
plains of
Oh,
Illavare.
Okay.
Or Ilvar? I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Pronunciation's weird. All right.
It's an
What's
old
going
word.
on? Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3. Where's Kiamura?
Oh,
Oh, Kiamura
Where's
and...
Malor? Did they
and-
die again?
No, they left to go north to pick up more Vasperite.
Okay.
yes.
That's fine. That's fine.
We-
Letting
we
them
figured-
out of
we-
our sight.
yes.
That's totally fine.
Yes.
Yes,
Ki-
that's
Kiamura
fine.
was-
Fine. Come on, go upstairs.
Kiamura was going to go by himself, so we figured it'd be best if Melora went with him to make sure that he didn't die. Since Melora is very capable.
Melora died.
Okay, but to be fair, like
That's a good point, I guess.
we were
You
fighting.
sent
We were
the one
fighting.
who died to
we
go
were-
make sure the other doesn't die.
We were fighting an Arcfey.
Oh, to be fair,
The one
what's
who got
likelihood
killed
that
by
it
an
happens again?
Arcfey. You took to go make sure the other one doesn't get killed.
Yep.
By an
Well,
Arcfey.
Melora seemed willing.
And they
Totally
say
did that.
I'm the unreasonable one.
Well, okay. To be fair, there's no real reason that Zestari would have to kill Melora again.
We don't know
There's
that.
no reason
What?
the Arcfey that killed Melora would have a reason to kill Melora again.
Maybe-
She has a point.
Maybe it was.
The Arcfey that had a clear intention to kill an Autumn daughter,
I don't know.
assumedly,
For some strange reason, I think that the god
have
of the
no
universe who
reason
has crafted
to
this
go back.
large web of
you know,
grand
there isn't an
stories
intent- what-
wouldn't
There's
do-
no
wouldn't
reason
kill
for
her
killing Melora.
again.
It was just for funsies. We went
If
through that
I
whole
may.
curse for
Renaya-
funsies.
Renaya, you can say whatever you want, but I think that Kath is in such a high state of emotion that his head just might not be screwed on right.
Ah!
If,
Renaya
if I
puffs
may,
up the
if I may,
stairs.
we
Oh,
could just
Avanthy, you
cast
are a funny
sending
man.
to Kiamura every now and then to check in.
From what I've heard, he's great at that.
Edward!
What?
This is
I wish that
besides
this
the
keep
point.
was alive so I could have a physical reaction to the tension between the four of you.
We can make it alive. We can make it have semi-sentience. There are invisible servants around.
The servants are nowhere. They're cowering.
Lester comes
yeah,
out of
they're
nowhere
just,
and
like,
casts
hiding
animate
behind things.
objects.
Yeah, Renaya, I would love to
Animate building.
fully explain the reasoning that we're doing all this stuff. Could we do it while we're searching through the maps? I could use
yes.
some time.
Okay. Renai is like laying out the maps and
Fantastic.
is helping Abinthy.
I would like to scour them for reference to the plains of Illavare and cross-referencing them, doing all the map stuff. I want to figure out where the plains are.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Arcana and a History check for me.
Can I give advantage?
Yes. Actually, I'll have one of you do Arcana and one of you do History. And we'll say that between the four of you, you both have advantage.
What's your Arcana and what's your History?
My Arcana's +6, my History's +1.
Ugh.
I mean,
I'll-
Arcana's your thing.
I mean,
No. I have a +10 History, so I can do the History if you do the
Okay.
Arcana. My Arcana is a +15, but the +5 difference, what are you going to do, right?
Right. Oh, I'm not doing that one. That one was mean to me.
Oh,
And these
nice.
ones were mean too. Oh, no, they weren't. That's a 1 in front of that. Okay.
I crit for a 30.
Nice.
I got a 25.
25 for Arcana, 30 for History with a natural 20. Great. You guys scour over these maps. It takes about an hour or so of poring over it, really getting into the work, looking over the details of the map. Again, you're trying to transfer places from the map from the Age of Pandemonium to the current world map. But after this hour or so, you have come to the conclusion that on neither of these maps is the location known as the Plains of Illavare.
Oh, wow, we've been pronouncing it so wrong.
Yeah, Illavare.
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 Okay.
I know, I said Ilnavar when I was telling Drew about it earlier today, and I was like, that's really not right.
Illavare. Okay.
So it's not on any of these maps. Would Abinthy be able to pull to mind, because he knows that when the world went all a shifting and stuff, things got catapulted all cattywampus. Would he have any idea if this would have ended up on like a different plane and in like a demi-plane, anything like that?
That's a really good train of thought. Yeah, you're confident that if it's not on this map, like it had to be a place at some point, right? And so if it's not on either of these maps, it very well could be a place on a different plane after the planes were separated.
Well, on the bright side, we've gained information that we have no idea where it is. But on the other bright side as well, we have multiple avenues to investigate where those are. In the meantime, I'm very tired. I would like to retire to my chambers if that is all right with everyone else.
Time is it?
I want to vibe check Abinthy.
I am openly displaying my emotions.
I know. I want to dig deeper. I want to
Go
see
for it.
what
Roll
I
your
can
insight
figure
check.
out.
I want to know your soul.
I want to know your
I want to.
That's Demon Prince energy.
I want to read you.
And 26.
Demon Prince move
26.
26.
Aaron, what does she see? You know how this
Well, the first thing that you notice is that Abinthy's eyes are such a dark blue that they're almost black. Which you've picked up on the fact that Abinthy's emotions change the color of his eyes. Just overall, you've never seen them this dark and angry before. Abinthy is vengeful and just more mad than you have ever seen him.
Okay.
Well,
have-
I suppose it would be a good idea for all of us to retire to our chambers. We have a busy day the next couple days.
Fantastic. Goodbye.
Renaya just
I
gives
half
a
expected
look
Aaron to just
to...
get up and leave.
Yeah,
I
Aaron.
gives a look-
I don't show up for the next 3 hours. I
Renaya
go and
just
get a
gives a
cheeseburger.
look to Edward and Catherine like,
Ah,
the
boy.
heck just
Edward's
happened?
eyes are just kind of wide.
It might take a couple days before we could go anywhere with that buffoon.
Oh,
Buffoon!
wow.
No,
we
you
are
didn't hear
getting-
that.
We are getting hostile in the
Aaron.
keep tonight. All right. You two go to your
Look.
rooms. I'm going to go make some tea. I'll
Oh,
bring
hold
you
on,
guys some.
hold on. Before that happens, because you both do deserve to know at least the basis of what happened in there, because it affects all of us. Whether or not
Please.
Abinthy feels the need to share his the personal details, that will be up to him. But the conversation actually went rather well for the most part. Got some information about the fields, about some history about why the Archfey might want Atrasil, and some of the history of all that has gone on. I had a personal conversation related to my broken oath, and how that might be changed. Abinthy made a request to speak with them as well, which obviously happened. I don't know. I don't think we've been told, Aaron. We haven't been told the details of who Talanasha is at all, right? Like, we just know that
No,
she's somebody.
you don't know
important to
who
you.
Talanashta is, but you do know that Abinthy is attempting to find her soul and that she is
Right?
dead.
Yeah. Apparently,
Renaya knows of Talanashta.
right. Apparently, there's somebody that's named Talanashta that was very close with Abinthy, close enough to the point that he would seek to bring her back from the dead, and is looking to try and find a way to get her soul in order to use the ritual that we used to bring back Melora, to bring her back. And he didn't like the price that it would cost to get that soul.
Do you know what the price was?
Walk away from the Duchess, Gracia.
I'm going to kill your gods.
My girl!
Well, I fully agree that it is a steep price to pay. However, I fully agree that it's an equal one. The gods of death, their job is to be fair. Not
That
cruel,
sounds fair to you.
not cruel, and not favorites. They weigh the
They
balance.
certainly think you're their favorite. That's a
They-
lot coming from you, Cather.
They weigh the lives of trillions of lives. And no, I'm certainly not their favorite. Because I've endured plenty of my own hardship, just like everyone else. Just like every other person in the world endures hardships. That's just how life is. Life has no value.
I do not need you to tell me how life is, Cather.
Like I said, it's a steep price, and I understand anyone's anger and contempt for it. But they cannot just give him a life for free.
Have they not been paying attention?
Paying attention to what? What has he done to earn their respect, to earn their trust, to earn anything from them? Even I have picked up on the fact that he has no care for the gods, or anything that they stand for.
Maybe there's a reason for that, Cather.
But he's not making it easy now, is he?
And neither are you. None of this is easy. None of it's ever going to be easy.
Which is why it pays something to get something done. It's not easy. That's the whole point. If he wants something, he has to be willing to sacrifice something. Just like I have. Just like all of us have. If he wants something that he cares for, that he values, it only makes sense that he has to give up something that is also of value. That is the basics of any sort of trade. Now, it's not fun, it's not easy, it's a terrible thing, it's a terrible situation to be in, but that is simply how it has to be.
Whether or not it's fair, I do feel for him. It's clear to me that he's in a lot of pain. I've never seen him like that. I've never seen him so legitimately upset. A lot of the times he jokes about those kinds of things, but to say things like that and mean them, to say that he might do things that hurt us, well, he didn't quite say it that way, but to imply it, that it makes me
think we
worried
should all
about
go
him.
to bed. Please.
Maybe that's best.
And Cather, never raise your voice at me again. And Renaya's going to actually go make some tea.
Gather leaves.
She is going to leave a teacup outside of Cather's door, outside of Edward's door, and then she is going to go knock on Abinthy's door.
I am in the secret bunker below the treasure vault, which it's not that secret because y'all know, you've seen me coming out of the treasure vault like every night. You first off, as you approach, you hear a rather large number of like random like small explosions, some like tinkering metal and little things, a bunch of mechanical stuff, a glass shatters, the usual. DJ, I'm currently working on the thing that I texted you.
Yeah.
A vague description of, and I'll fully flesh out what exactly that is in a little bit. But when you knock on the door, there's a pause, and then it like shuffling. You happen to go, "Who is it?" Come to. All right, we'll walk to the door and open it. Have you come to, what? Laugh at my grief like everyone else?
No, I've brought tea in hopes that it'll help calm you and maybe calm me.
I appreciate the thought. It's a shame I've never liked tea.
Oh, you make it all the time though, and you make it very good.
No, I make it for Edward. I make myself coffee.
It's impressive.
And thank
that
you, though.
make
I
it
tried
well.
really
You
hard.
don't like it, okay.
Well, I've been trying to make friends with you and Lot for a while now. It's good to know that it's paid off in at least some regard. Yes.
Can I come in?
Oh, yes, of course. I have nowhere to sit.
That's okay. I can sit on the floor. You know,
Great.
lived in the abyss for a while, so this is actually kind of comfortable.
Oh, good. I travel on the road most of the time, so I don't often have a bed.
I know that life.
Eh.
Well,
So, how can I help you today?
I got a basic rundown.
Oh, great. From the Lunk or the Ditherhead?
Well, it depends which one's which.
Fair point. From the one that he has a broken sword, or the one with the lute that he doesn't play?
I heard it from Cather.
Ah, good. I'm sure that he said wonderful things.
So, Death God's screwing you over too?
Oh my goodness. What have they done to you?
Oh, you know.
Anything new, or?
No, it's a while ago.
Oh, great.
Just old,
Old stuff.
yeah.
Yes. For the second time, actually. I have plans.
I know what you're doing, Abinthy.
Oh, in which regard? I'm very interested.
You're trying to bring her back.
Of course I am. For the first time in... Oh god, has it already been 20 years? The first time in a very long time I've been given hope.
I want to help.
Fantastic.
But if I help you get what you want, I want to know you're going to help me get what I want.
What is it that you want?
I want to kill Baphomet.
Oh, done. I was already hoping to help you with that, honestly. Anything
And
else?
That is a cost.
I've learned today something that I've known for a very long time, that there will always be things that are worth too much for me to give up. So, assuming that you don't cross the line on what exactly those things are, for example, giving up one of the 2 remaining things that I still love, there are very few lines that I won't cross, of which I offered to said death gods, and they promptly refused. So in reality, your terms are much more reasonable.
Be careful though, you're making a deal with a demon prince.
I literally date the 6th Lord of Hell.
Yeah, I know.
Not to
And
say
I'm
that...
kind
yeah.
of the enemy, so
Oh, hardly. I plan on making more enemies tonight than I perhaps ever had in my previous existence.
okay. And what does that mean?
I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm very excited to see where it leads.
Just out of
Would you like to see-
curiosity,
Huh? What?
just out of curiosity, do you guys like shake hands or something?
Shake hands?
Yeah, just curious.
No.
I don't know why that would come up, DM. I don't think on it. I thought a verbal agreement was good enough.
Well, fine. Because I missed my
But just
cue
seal
then.
the deal?
No, you already sealed it. You agreed to it. You guys do immediately feel, having agreed to this contract with the Demon Prince, a slight searing on your upper arms as
I'm so cool as a demon
a
prince.
symbol
I love you,
representing
Prince.
both of you, whatever you guys would like that to be. Usually with your initials in it and some sort of signature type font, sears onto your upper shoulders of both of you.
Oh, well, I didn't agree to that, but
Sorry, kind of comes with it.
I wish you would have said that beforehand. Like,
It's a newer thing, I forgot about it.
can you choose where that goes? Because this is like, I mean, I'm not exactly a short sleeve type of man, but it certainly isn't like, I don't know, somewhere that people don't look ever. I get massages sometimes.
I'm sure they won't mind.
Ricardo is going to be furious.
Oh.
We.
Oh, Ricardo.
Would you like to see what I've been working on?
I'd love to. What are you
Well,
doing?
one of the many things. At the moment, I'm attempting to establish a mana pool. And although it will take a lot more resources and a lot more time to fully fill it up and connect it to the stream of primal magic, there's at least a little bit. I planned on doing an experiment today that I'm hoping will prove very effective. It sounds weird, but if you want to watch, that's fine. But I have this work to do, and I plan to visit Glacia tonight.
I see. I know the pain you're feeling really well,
Great.
but I don't want you to do something you're going to regret.
I have
Maybe
lived.
you should take a little bit of time.
I don't have much time.
And we'll get you more.
I've been working on that for a long while, but more time is hard to come by.
But not impossible.
No, not at all. In fact, I had scheduled to have a conversation with Saria about this exact topic, but unfortunately I had to reschedule that appointment in the hopes that I would be resurrecting one of the only 3 things I've ever loved. So in the meantime, I will do what I have always done and prepare.
You can prepare. But will you at least wait until tomorrow before you do anything?
I would love to promise that. It will depend on how much progress I make. And the responses that
Will
I
you at
get
least
from
drink
various
the tea?
messages. Drink the
I know
tea?
you don't
Yes,
like it.
absolutely. Done.
Oh god,
I
no,
just
it's
slammed
really
like a
hot.
shot.
That is going to be
Scalding.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go check in on the others.
Fantastic.
And if you ever need me, you know where to find me. Unless I'm summoned by Baphomet, then I might not.
I mean, what are you going
I mean,
to
but
do?
even still,
What
then
do
you'd know where to
right.
find me.
Yes,
You just
yes.
may not want to come find me, you know.
No,
Okay.
I've gone
Alright.
worse places.
I'll take the teacup.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay.
And Brunaya, for what it's worth, thank you.
Of course.
For more than what it's worth, I understand that my actions to someone who has not or does not know the cause of them may seem unreasonable, and I will attempt to explain some of it tomorrow. It is not right for me to do things that will affect. It is not right for me to follow through on promises that will cause me to fail a different one. So I should at least inform you of why. And so I will try. Sometime
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I should probably get back to work. I have a long night ahead of me.
Good night, Abinthy.
Good night. Sleep well.
I'd like to go to. Hey, Grant. Odd or even?
Even. I think it'd make more sense if you visited Cather first, because Edward is
Cather
going.
first.
Perfect. Because Edward is going to be busy for a bit.
Getting in those lap pull
Did Cather
downs.
take his teacup, or is it still sitting outside?
It is.
Take the teacup. It's a peace offering. Take the teacup.
Cather's not at the
This
keys.
is a hint. Oh God, where did
Cather's
he go?
also gone. Uh-oh.
He stormed out shortly after. Well, as after
I'm gonna
Renaya
say it's
very
it's
abruptly said
downpouring
that we
out.
should all go to bed.
Drama queen.
It's downpouring out. Cather's
Just kidding.
walking around the keep. He's having
His
his
cape
frustrating. His
flows
cape
in
is
the
billowing.
wind.
He's yelling at the
Lightning
There's lightning.
crashes down.
Flash.
Strike me down! You've never held back before. Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, I'm happy with doing my thing and then revisiting if you wanted to visit Edward afterwards.
Renaya, do
I'm
you go
happy
looking
with
for
that.
Cather?
Yeah.
Or that works too.
I'm gonna hunt down Cather.
Beautiful. You step out of the keep into the rain. Cather, where did you go? Are you on the cliffs? Are you down at the beach? Are you just
I like to imagine he
did the
started
teleportation circle
he's-
left, went to rival Luna?
he started
Like to talk to your
honestly,
girlfriend?
Yeah, he just
shoot.
left.
Oh,
He
wait.
went to go join Kiamora and Melora.
Where did you actually go?
He's walking through the ruins of Catan.
Renaya, you step out into the rain. It's not the keep is built basically right on the cliffs, kind of back where Lotta's cabin was. So it's not difficult to get to the cliffs. And so check that. You're very easily able to see the beach. And knowing that he's not one of those two places, it's not hard to find him at that point, as really the only other place that's not walking around in the wilderness is going to the ruins of Catan, which aren't too far away. And so you begin to make your way down, and you can see Cather kind of wandering through them, unless you're sitting somewhere, Cather.
No, he's wandering.
Yeah, you just see the lone shadowy figure kind of wandering through. Every once in a while kicking a pebble, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and occasionally he'll like go inside the remains of one of the buildings, and kind of for coming out and going down the street and going to another one, and like kind of walking around the outside of it, just kind of brushing his hand against the charred and broken building.
Does Renaya catch up?
Yeah.
Well, you really do like your dramatic flair.
A bolt of lightning crashes.
The ocean spray hits the side of the cliffs.
I like having a moment to gather my thoughts in the one place that I know I have absolutely no control. Nature.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I guess you can. You're the one who sought me out, so it's only fair that I allow you to say your piece.
I don't really know where to start. But I think you are DJ. You can't just tell me to cuss out Cather and then
Light 'em up.
expect
In
me
the
Light 'em
Zoom
to
up.
not
chat.
respond.
Absolutely, get him.
I lost my train of thought, DJ.
Here,
I'm sorry,
We're back up.
guys.
We're back up.
Chat.
We're back up. We're in the ruins. Kath,
We're in
you
ruins.
just asked him, hey,
Splash,
do you want me to go, or are you going to say
Lightning.
something? Lightning.
I don't know where to begin.
Smoky
Okay,
Bear. Don't know where he came from.
Yep, and Mogi Bear's there. Yep.
Mogi?
Or, no, not Mogi Bear. Smokey.
Smokey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Only you can
This doesn't
prevent
help me.
forest fires.
Oh gosh. Crash.
I don't know how they can still hold so much value to you.
Do you-
After everything we've been through, after everything you've been through, this loyalty you have to them feels like a debt you're trying to pay off.
Why does life have value?
You're asking the wrong person.
I want to know what you think.
Gather, I grew up in a death cult.
Okay? All the
You're
more
asking
reason.
the cult girl?
Yes, I want to know
life
what
holds
does
value?
Renaya, one of my closest friends, think the value is in life.
Honest answer?
Yes, honest answer.
Love.
It's a good answer.
And what's your answer?
Death. Death is what gives purpose and value to life. If everyone got to live on forever, then it wouldn't be significant.
Then why is Melora back?
Because her journey has not finished yet. But someday it will.
And who gets to decide that?
Well, you don't like the answer to that question.
And why don't I like the answer to that question, Cather? I don't see how it's fair. And I don't see how you can see that it's fair.
Because I'm one life. I'm one perspective. I'm one person. One small person in a grand cosmos created by beings I cannot comprehend. I don't have the hubris or pride or ability of Abinthe to confidently stand before beings like the Archfey or Archdevils or Demon Princes or the gods and stand there proudly looking high with my chest puffed out, thinking that I'm equal or better than them. I can't do it. I just can't. There's so many things that I can't do that I know that they can. The power that they hold. And more importantly to me, the authority that they have been entrusted with by beings greater than myself and greater than themselves. I may not like it, but I have to accept it, regardless.
But just because it's how things are doesn't mean it's how it should be.
Maybe.
Sure, it's the way it's always been. But why is that right? Why is that the authority they hold? What... You know, I used to be terrified of the demon princes. And then I became one.
And you are just as fierce as the rest. It's quite remarkable, actually.
I know that everybody is capable of anything. That includes your gods, and that includes us. We may not hold the same power as gods, but we have our own. And for them to do that to Abinthy, I don't care what Abinthy's done. I know those gods have done terrible things. What is their place to make him do that?
If I were in Abinthy's shoes, I would be terribly upset as well. In fact, if I had to give up that same thing to get something back, I would also be terribly upset. I would wish that there were a different way, that I could find a different way, that I had the ability to find some other path. And there maybe is one. There are...
Arthur, you're a divine hero.
I am a...
And they won't... They have to consider if they want to take you back?
I walked away. I broke that off. I broke their trust. It was not the other way around. So yes, of course, it is in their right to consider whether or not they would want me back. I respect that. I chose to walk away from them. Even after they gave me a second chance at life, a second chance at a whole new existence, I chose to walk away from them. Yes, I feel like I owe them a debt, because they gave me something I did not deserve, something that is very rare. That's why it has value to me. It's because it doesn't happen very often that somebody gets a second chance, like I do. Like I did.
Who brought you back, Cather? Who paid the price? Who sacrificed to get you back?
Honest answer? I don't know. All I know is that the gods of death deemed it worthy for me to return. And they said that I was worthy of being their champion. But I know it came at a price. Because everything worth something comes at a price.
You have died more than once. I didn't bring you back. And you came back. How is that fair? I tried. And I failed. And yet you were were still brought back. And you're telling me that that's fair.
Most people who get brought back get to do whatever they want afterwards. I don't get the luxury of that choice. I have to help them. That was the price, Naya. The price is me.
And yet here I am. I haven't died. And I'm paying that price too.
What do you want from me, Renaya?
I want you to understand. I just want you to understand.
I do.
You don't.
I
You called
do.
him a buffoon.
Not my finest moment. However, I still think he is a fool. Because believe it or not, this entire journey that I've known you, there have been countless numbers of people who've belittled me, who've thought me a coward and a fool for having the dignity to have respect for the gods and the power and the authority that they've been given. Tarak called me a fool without even knowing who I am. Edward thought I was a lunatic. Even you questioned my thought process. You question everything that goes through my mind because you think I'm so disconnected from everyone else.
That's not true, Cather.
Really?
You're the
keep
one
saying
I
you
looked
keep
to.
thinking that I'm the favorite of the gods.
Cather, I needed you. I looked to you. And then you left.
How was I supposed to look any of you guys in the eye? You trusted me and I failed all of you. How was I
Keep
supposed to look at
saying
you?
that. But you didn't. You still haven't. I just want my friend back. I don't want whatever cold shell this is. I know that there's warmth in there. And however much you've tried to push us away and guilt yourself and things like that, you came so far for you to just retreat. We're a team. Always have been, even when we're apart. But we need to act like it. Abinthy's about to do something. Who knows how destructive? And honestly, I'm ready to help him. Look, the whole world's going up in flames. I'm not just gonna let it happen. I'm either gonna stop it or cause it, and honestly, it's a toss-up between which one. At this point, I don't know what word for the good guys or the bad guys. It's real weird. Good versus evil is still a weird topic for me, but we're not gonna go into that.
Cather does laugh with you saying that.
There he is.
I'll try, Renaya.
That's all I ask. Maybe at least apologize for calling him a buffoon. Well, I don't know if you heard that. If you heard that. I don't know.
Well,
Just-
it
maybe
would
give
probably
some
be good for the
time.
two of
He's
us. to-
probably still touchy, and he's.
I was going to say, I don't
he's
think he
really
wants
good
to
with
hear
his
anything
words,
from
so
me
I
right
might
now.
want to, like, no, not touch that for a little bit, but okay, I'm gonna go check in on Edward, because I've been away for a really long time, so I'm going to take advantage of all the role play. So
Very nice.
If
You,
I may. Oh,
you-
go ahead. Go ahead.
And Cather turns his face
Edward,
towards the other
you were
changing
talking
room.
with your mom, right?
Well, so yeah, after everything happened, Edward goes to his room a bit, but then he makes his way towards his mother's room.
Mhm.
Can it be candlelit?
Of course.
Cool. Dramatic lighting. Edward will approach the door and he'll go ahead and knock on the door.
Come in.
Edward opens the door slowly
Edward.
and he walks in and he sits on whatever is across from her.
Yeah, she has kind of a like a living suite type of situation, and so there's like the bedroom off in a separate bedroom, and she kind of has like a living area with a little kitchen and all this type of stuff, so she doesn't have to come out if she doesn't want to. But she's currently sitting on kind of the couch or love seat in that main living area, and so there is another seat across from it that you can go sit at.
Okay. Edward will pull that seat closer and sit across from her. And he will reach out and take one of her hands. And he'll put his other hand on top of it. And he'll pull it up and kiss her hand. And bring it back down. And he'll sit there. He'll sit there for a few moments. And then he'll look up at her and say, "How are you?"
And when I'm reading this book, and she pulls it up, has Dune across the side of it. It's a great story. I'm
I
actually
never
listening
took
to
her-
Dune in real life.
I never took her for a sci-fi type of person. That's
You
nice.
know, it gets it. It gets its claws in you. You know.
This explains a lot.
That's so good to hear. I haven't seen you much.
Been busy.
Yes, well, I'm sorry that I've been so busy.
Edward, I am a grown woman. I do not need my children to entertain me.
That's not what I meant. It's not about entertainment. You know, when we were at the keep, not the keep, when we were at the estate, Newgate was busy. And I think we had plenty of entertainment, but he wasn't around much. And I saw what that did to you. I know what that did to me. And I'm realizing now that I am becoming him. I've been running. I've been working. I've been ignoring you. I can't help but think about all of the days you've spent alone with no one to talk to. And how selfish I've been. I think the world sees me as a hero, but I think I'm a coward. I can go to hell, but I can't speak to my own mother. A friend of mine today reminded me of how painful it is to lose someone. While you're still here, I can't afford to lose you.
Good. I'm not going anywhere. You have built me a home in probably one of the safest places in the world. But I need you to know this. You are not your father. You are not becoming him. Your father did terrible, horrible, evil things to promote his agenda, to promote his power and his wealth. While you have put everything on the line to save your people, the people that your father neglected. You have spent your entire life trying to right his wrongs instead of being who you are. You cannot define your life by him. I am very proud of you. I do not think that you are a coward just because you haven't seen me in a few weeks. If you didn't do what you do, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you for saying those things. I was in Athala recently, and the estate is finished. And I want to live there with you if we figure all of this out. Can we dance, please?
Of course, baby. She stands up and she wipes a tear from your cheek. She then kind of pulls you up.
Edward will hum. You know, something like that.
Yeah, you hum the
waltz.
music before you guys start dancing, or as you guys continue to dance.
And Edward will be shedding some tears as they dance.
You guys
And
share a song, share a dance.
He'll do that for a long while, humming. And then silently he'll just thank her and he'll exit and he'll go to his room.
You thank her for the dance, thank her for the words. You guys hug before you depart. As you are leaving your mother's suite and heading back to yours, you do see Renaya coming in soaking wet, absolutely sopping.
Oh jeez. Oh gosh, what happened?
She looks cold. She's not having
something
a great
wrong.
time.
Is there something attacking the keep?
Oh,
What's going on?
No, Catherine's just having a main character moment.
Oh, he has those. I guess it's timely with what's happened today.
Right. You got like a towel
Do you
or
need
something?
to? Yes, Davy. I don't know.
All
We
of them
probably have
end with-
someone named.
It would be Davo. All of the
Okay.
people
They're
I
all
hired
O's.
to
It all
run
ends in O.
they all end in
Okay.
O.
Davio, he'll bring. Sure, we'll get a
Yeah.
towel.
One
One of the
sauna's right
invisible
over there.
servants is nearby. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
like
They come over with some
goodness
hot
sake, Renaya,
towels.
yes, get dried off. It's you look freezing.
Yeah, it's cold and wet outside.
It also
Yes,
is
I can
winter
see
as
that.
well.
It's like a sleety
And there's
winter.
like lightning
It's
too.
tight.
It's real edgy. But
Should we get some tea or
I
something?
already drank so much tea, my stomach hurts.
You made tea?
I left some outside your door. I guess you weren't there.
Oh, thank you.
It's probably
I'm
cold
sorry.
now.
I
Sorry.
missed it. It's okay. Here, take a seat. And he, I guess, ushers her to a seat. And then he's like, "Are you hungry or anything? You've been gone for just a bit. Do you have any food or?"
Fine. Are you fine?
What do you mean?
Like, how are you?
Well, I'm worried about Tripowitz and the fact that the Fae is up to shenanigans that threaten the entire material plane. That's a little concerning too, but besides those things, you know, I'm day to day. I think one day I'll be back in Athala, which is good. Are you okay? You were just with Baphomet.
No, I'm used to it.
Can I say his name?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. And that was all good and fine?
Oh, no, but it is what it is.
No? Okay. You don't have
Yeah.
to tell me. It's
just demon stuff, you know.
a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. Okay, look, I've had a lot of really serious conversations tonight, and I really don't want another.
Hey, that's
but,
okay.
Can we do music in the morning?
Music in the morning. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what I need to.
Okay, I'll bring tea, jasmine, or oolong.
Answer carefully. There's a canon correct answer to
There is
this.
a right answer to this, Edward.
Well,
You know, which
jasmine's an awfully good breakfast tea, but oolong, I'm shuddering.
Okay.
It's like, you have that moment.
You
I'm
have
gonna
that.
leave now.
I'm gonna get going.
Why are you
What's it
getting turned
to-
on from tea? Like,
And then, DJ, I do have one last thing I'm gonna do because I'm greedy.
Let's go!
Ooh.
Renaya time!
yes, Renaya. Before we hop over to Triple Wits, what are you gonna do?
I mean, yeah, we should probably do this before we
No,
do
you
whatever
should- you
Triple
should
Wits
do
is
your
doing.
thing
Yeah,
first.
okay.
Aaron's about to
Um,
blow up the world.
Can I go see Grat?
Yes.
It's a great question. Can you?
Tea! This is the real tea.
Can
This is
you
a hot
go
tea.
see Grotz?
I can and I will.
Can you go
Go
see
to-
Papa
are
G?
you, are
Cue,
you just-
cue the demon chord. Can I play the demon chord?
I love how Lydia's like, let's see. Technically in game, like I just saw him like 3 days ago, but this is the first time I've played in a couple weeks, and it's the last time I'm gonna play for like 4 weeks, so I gotta talk to Graz.
Yeah.
I still have
Can
two
I play-
uses. I can use
Can I-
one.
Can I play the demon chord?
There's a demon chord.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it up. Ready?
That's horrible. Well, actually, that's not bad.
Do you hear
No,
it?
No, that's.
I respect it.
Did that use the triad that people thought
This
summoned
was it.
Satan?
Nice.
Why that
So,
doesn't answer my
How
question.
are you
but-
specifically talking to Graz? Are you using a bead? Are you just gonna show up there and be damned to consequences, or what?
Okay. Here's
I-
here's what I'll here's
I
what
do
we'll
appreciate that
Okay.
there is a debate.
So, do I actually understand what Tripowitz is about to do?
No.
DJ doesn't understand what Tripwitz is about to do.
You understand that Triplewitz is extremely angry and is an extremely passionate person who,
Mhm.
at some point in his life, has been even more powerful than he was now, and has been working his way back up to that slowly.
All right, you know
The
what? Screw it.
limits
I'm
of his
gonna
potential-
use another bead.
Yeah, the limits
Do
of
you-
his potential are none. Zilch.
Do you-
Yeah,
Do you think that Grant's camera froze, or is he
I
just
think
holding
his
that
camera
angle?
froze.
Because that's an angle to hold if it is.
I like the tramp stamp.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna use a bead.
Yes.
Good choice. That's a
Yeah?
safe. That's the safe one.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Did
Yeah.
you say yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You pull out one of the beads that you were given by Sarah Doll as a little gift for you. I don't remember how they actually work. I don't
I
remember.
don't
what we-
either.
But you do whatever it is that you were instructed to do to activate this
you do the
bead.
thing.
You do the thing. And you
Stuff
find yourself
Oh.
once again, there he is. You find yourself once again in that wildflower meadow. There is a large blanket spread out. There is a little table with fine cheeses and wines, crackers, kind of its own charcuterie board, snacks. There's a little like sun umbrella, and across from you, once again, you see the Prince of Pleasure across from you in his. Sorry, it's just one of his titles. I wasn't trying to be seductive with that. It was the only
That was
title.
my nickname in high
You
school.
can never not be seductive.
I mean, it is
DJ.
Grot. Like his
It is your
title
curse.
is the Prince of Pleasure. So like you can only.
You are just indefinitely seductive,
Look at it.
DJ. Look at it. Give us a smile. Give us a wink. Give us a Debbie Ryan hair tuck. A lip bite, please.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh my god,
That
that
was
was
a
that
W
was too
Riz,
much,
bro.
That was too
DJ's
much.
got
Too much.
DJ's
Put it back.
got
Put it
the W Riz.
He's got that Zoolander Riz. God
Oh my
dang.
god.
Lander. The anchored Anki says
That
daddy.
he is you see that he is wow, I'm embarrassed now. He is in his
Look how
abyssal
ready he
armor.
is.
And they-
Oh, he's so cute.
You do see that he is in his abyssal armor. We're just gonna move past it. You see that he's in his abyssal armor. Before, man, why did we do that right before I had to like be intimate in a roleplay scene?
Because it's hilarious.
We got this, DJ.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was worth it. He turns around before smiling at you, and you can see that there is blood splattered across his face. You're not sure if it's his own, but there is blood there.
He was about to deliver a fatal blow,
Okay,
and
look
then
at-
now
No!
What is this? What is this? She's like wiping it.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing.
What
You've
is
been-
it?
honesty
There
is
have
important in
been-
relationships.
There's been an upkeep or an uptick in demonic activity attacking Avernus. It's blood war stuff. It's whatever. Happy to be away.
Okay, good. I was.
And he
I'm
just
always
like pulls out a
confused.
rag and
This is like a bad time. Deal with it all. Hi.
hi. How are you?
Not great.
I'm sorry. How can I help?
I know it's been like only a few days, but I'm already like over half of my use. I have one use of this left, and we only have like an hour. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen. I think some really bad stuff is going to happen, and I don't know what it's going to cost, and so I just wanted to come see you one last time.
We are to be together for all eternity. There is no one last time for us.
I hope so.
So do you want to talk or do you just want to relax?
Probably talk first.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? Questions? Do you
Don't laugh, Aaron.
I didn't do it this time. It wasn't me.
I was laughing at my own joke that Grant.
I know.
laughed at.
I saw it, but I ignored it.
Anyway,
What were your questions?
Sparks are flying.
so
That's the honeymoon stage.
I got the dagger.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna stab me, right? You know,
No.
now that you know.
That would be kind of counterproductive, I feel.
Only if he asks.
Stop! Come
That
on,
got
we just got
pretty
DJ to pull
good.
himself back together. Come on.
Oh, that was funny.
We've been short of
Someone
Grot's
used
content.
the Grotz bot. I kind of think I'm into it.
No,
Thanks, Hans.
that was from
Timely.
earlier.
Oh,
It fits.
It still applies.
All right, deep breaths. Pull yourself together, buddy.
What are you gonna do with it? Are you waiting? Are you going after him?
Well, I'm kind of not very strong right now, so I figured to wait a little bit, build up strength.
Probably a
and
good
then-
idea. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think it's gonna cause the demons to lose the blood war.
Because we don't have this dagger.
No. Because you won't have Baphomet.
I see. It will be interesting. There's always someone to rise and take the place. There's always the constant threat of a usurper. But Baphomet is unique. He's dedicated in a way that most others aren't, and he's organized in a way that demons seldom are as well. Strategic almost. It would be interesting having him gone. Must admit that my interest and dedication to the Blood War has wavered as of recently. Seems pointless, and the goal of it is for my kin to trample across the material plane and leave nothing behind, which seems less and less appealing the longer I'm here thinking with you. Thought about leaving.
What do you mean?
It hasn't. It's not something it is something I've given considerable thought to. Maybe giving up my title, my palace, finding a way to free you of Baphomet, and maybe we go somewhere. We hide somewhere. Maybe we could find sanctuary with the gods, I don't know, but I've considered us, it's cliche and stupid and childish to say run away together, but that's something that I've thought about. All I want is to be with you. It's all I want now. And as you know, I get what I want.
Yeah, I know. So what do I do?
It's difficult. It's not easy. It's not clean. We can't just leave. We each serve higher powers that quite literally have the ability to literally summon us at any moment. But if we can kill Baphomet, if we can remove your chains, then I think we could do it. I don't know where we'd go. I don't know what the plan would be. I don't know how long we'd be able to run. I'm sure my father would not be proud of having a son who abandoned everything, anything. He already hates me for becoming a demon. But a free life with you is better than this. No matter how long it is.
I met Glacia.
Okay. How'd it go?
I really like her.
That's not good. You two are an interesting pair. I don't like her influence over you. I don't like her spinning her webs over you.
What? What could possibly go wrong?
You might listen to her, or she might listen to you. You two would be a
Such
chaotic
a
pair.
bad thing.
Fear if you two were to truly spend time together, the whole world might pay for your fun.
Probably.
But she is fun. I do love my sister. However terrifying she is. When did you meet her? What were the circumstances? How did it go? What did you guys talk about?
Her and Abinthy are in love. Like really bad.
Which one? That's the old
The
man,
newer
right?
one. The newer
Yeah.
version.
She likes him. She loves him. Excuse me. It's an interesting choice. Why?
Why?
You clearly have been around them. You seem to think they are a good couple, just reading your expressions. I'm just curious, what do you think of their relationship?
Yes, go
Oh,
on.
I think it's dangerous.
That's a good word for anything that has to do with Glossia.
I think it's dangerous in the same way we're dangerous.
Yes, I understand what you mean. I fear what would happen if they were forced to leave each other.
That may be happening.
How so?
Abinthy is wanting to bring somebody back. He went to talk to the death gods, and they said a soul for a soul.
Sounds like them.
So, if he wants them back, he has to give up Glossia.
That is dangerous.
Right?
I mean,
Have they not been paying attention to us? Like, I'm literally ready to start the apocalypse. Like,
it might have been brash for them to request this, specifically of someone in a similar situation to us, but it's not unexpected. That is how soul trades typically work, even down here. I do hope that they know what they're doing, and I do hope that Triplewitz doesn't destroy the whole world.
oh, he probably will.
I make no promises.
That's kind of why I came here, because I'm ready for it.
That's fascinating.
What?
Well, I just think it's ironic that their request has resulted in the exact opposite thing that they were hoping for. Assuming that he thinks how I think, if someone were to ask me to choose between you and something else that I love, that would only strengthen my love for you. That would only strengthen my commitment to you. There is nothing that would separate me from you. And if that is the case with Abinthy, a passionate yet desperate man is one of the most dangerous in history. I would encourage you to not, watch after him. He's a fully grown man. He can make his own decisions, but try to perhaps be a voice of counsel. You've always been good at that.
I tried. But I also know that is not really something you can talk down.
True. Very interesting indeed. I wonder who she is, or who they are. I don't know that it's a girl. The one that he wants to bring back. I wonder what's important about her that they would keep her, or that they would ask such a steep price. It's a fair price, but still steep.
They're kind of pissing me off again.
They are simply doing their jobs. It is the very nature. If you were to be in their position, if I was in their position, I can't say I wouldn't act similarly. Much as much as it is outside of my nature to not do what I do. Obviously, people can change, beings can change, but it's not unexpected, in my opinion. But if you want to vent, I'm happy to listen. Hit me, girl. Hit me with your thought process. I'm ready. I'll listen. Silent.
I mean, I've already kind of gone off about it a lot today. Catherine and I kind of butted heads a bit. I think we're good now. I don't know. But anyway.
He's an interesting one as well. Very devoted.
A little too. He's loyal to a fault.
Well, you were loyal to Malice, are you not?
Yes, but if Malice treated me the way his gods treat the world, I may reconsider.
I do not know how they treat him, so I cannot comment on it, but devotion, piety, loyalty. It's what we build our lives around. It's what people build their lives around. It's not easily uprooted. Nor is it necessarily wrong. It's just difficult to deal with when they're stubborn.
Yeah.
I would, and I'm not taking sides, just so you're aware, I'm
You're
not taking
taking his
anybody's
side.
sides.
Are you
But
taking his side?
I'm not taking his side.
You're
I
going
would
to
just-
take his side, aren't you?
I would encourage you to remember that you are very similar to him.
That's a dangerous statement there, bucko.
What do you mean?
You're loyal. You're devout. And you're passionate. I'm not saying that he's right, nor am I saying that he is wrong, nor am I saying that Abinthy is right or saying he's wrong. I am a neutral party. But
You say that, and then you say but, which negates everything you said before the but.
I was just going to say that you are similar. And so it is always good for both parties to take a look at the other's point of view from their point of view. Both ways. He would need to do it too. This is not me giving you life advice. I'm just spitballing my thoughts.
I think it kind of is. Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're doing.
What else is new in your life?
Oh, that's about it. I'm just ready for it to just blow up.
Your life, the world, everything?
Everything. Oh, Baphomet called me. I had to talk to him about Ruat. That was not fun. But
He was interested in the rod.
yes.
That's not good.
No.
Does he know what it does? Do we know what it does?
I don't know. I had to be honest, but he didn't really press a lot of things, thankfully.
He was nice to you about it?
I know, it's kind of gross.
That's off-putting.
I know.
Rival suitor, perhaps?
I will bear this in mind.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm decked out. I'm ready to go. So if, he touches you, I'll kill him.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kill him first, so...
We can just pass the knife around. Everyone can share the pie.
Just throw the
Renai
knife.
gets
Someone
not a
slashes.
bad
Throw the
job.
knife. Someone
Renai
slashes.
gets first bite.
Hey, it's my
Um,
turn.
Yeah,
I want to bite the demon prince.
I would eat him.
I have unfinished
No.
business in Athala.
Lydia, do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. You guys keep talking for a little bit before simply just relaxing and enjoying each other's time together. Before eventually your hour does run out, you are forced to leave. You say your goodbyes.
Oh, just in case like the world ends and everything blows up before I see you next. I love you.
I love you too. Try not to let the bang, the thing shatters, the whole visage disappears. You find yourself back in your room. The lightning flashes, the thunder rolls.
Cather screams into the sky and his voice is
Strike me down! Do you have anything else that you want to do?
Cuddle pockets.
Very nice.
That can't be comfortable. He's like a bug. He's got a carapace.
And he has
Turns into a
pokies
cat.
all over him.
Turns into a cat.
I was tortured in the abyss for
Awesome.
2 years. Pockets is comfortable.
So it's now like comforting.
Yes. It's like when you're a
It's-
soldier and you can't sleep on a bed now,
Oh, so like me.
Yes.
Minus the soldier part.
Exactly. You just slept on the floor for 10 years and now you can't
Yeah.
do it.
I'm like,
Aaron
oh, man.
canonically sleeps on a futon IRL.
And if I had a choice, I would alternate between a floor, like a chair, and the futon.
Just
Very fair.
stones. Just stones.
Just
I
rocks.
would do it.
It's
Haven't
not
seen.
just a boulder.
Yes.
How just a brief before we actually get started with this, how much time are you thinking this can take? What's the-
More than what should probably be done before we take a break.
Okay, then
Break
having known
time.
that, we are going to go ahead and take our break now before we jump over to Abby.
It's pretty beefy.
So we will be back in like 10 or 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're sticking around. Lots of tension today. I'm here
I'm
for it.
gonna eat some cookies.
I'm so tense.
All right, we will
Just
be back
like
in
that
10
circus
10
fire.
out of 10s.
All right. And we
Whoa,
are.
DJ, that jacket, it's nice.
I also have this one, which is another Sherpa line jacket, but it's with a corduroy fabric.
Oh, wow.
My favorite jacket that I own. It's really
very,
nice.
very cool.
Yeah.
Loading
cool.
hall?
Fit check.
There you go. We are gonna jump right back in with.
That had such elementary schooler energy.
Oh
Oh my god, did you just get new shoes?
They're light up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Check
when
the
you only when
sketches.
you stomp.
Yeah.
Only,
Abby.
which makes you need to stomp.
Yes.
We're gonna. The camera pans across where you can very much tell they have the scenes built from the same set because the camera goes through the wall. You know, we're gonna pan over to this super secret bunker
That's
that
not
you
so
are
super
currently
secret.
residing in. It's not so super secret bunker. What are you working on? What you up to?
So Abinthy
Fun
has been experimenting with the mana pool
Mhm.
and trying to upgrade that as much as he can, and it hasn't gotten very far. But he has theorized that it has gotten to the point where he is able to influence just cantrip level magic.
Yeah.
And change its effects, its duration, and do some things that normally the cantrips aren't necessarily able to do.
Mhm.
He has the bunker is also connected to a lot of the like important like underbelly stuff of the keep, so like the boiler,
Yeah.
all the heating, everything like that. So he is going to hook up everything that he needs to. He has a big spinning wheel for like wool and stuff, and he is going to use the mana pool to cast control flames through it
Mhm.
to basically draw a thin like mass of flame through his spinning wheel, turn it into a thin thread, and the goal is that he is going to manipulate the control flame spell so it does a number of different things. He is going to first of all use it to shape 2 small rings, just the size that would fit on a finger. The things that he is also going to shift the color of the flame to kind of a whitish with the orange, like an orange core that shines through the white rather than anything else. And then the mana pool is going to take charge of 1, changing the heat. So instead of emitting heat outwards, it emits heat inwards, meaning that you could hold these in your hand as a normal person and they would not burn you. The second is he is going to change the duration. So instead of it lasting for an hour, he would like to just make the effect permanent.
Okay.
They have no properties other than they are generally warm to the touch. Not like they're not like a ring of warming or anything like that. And they are solid enough that they maintain their shape.
You make
So-
hot pop. You make like hot hands.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do they glow
and they are
at all, or are they just normal
they emit a
looking?
small amount of light, so you would be able
Yeah.
to see them in a dark room. They basically like a glow stick level of
Yeah.
light.
Very cool. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
And so they are solid. There is a hole through the middle, just like a regular ring. And he is going to spend probably around an hour and a half making those 2 rings, because he hasn't done it before. But the idea is to just check to see the level of how much can I manipulate already established magic.
Yeah. It's just kind of a baseline of
Yeah.
what can this do and can't do and stuff like that.
While he's doing that, he is just sorting through his thoughts. And once he is done, he has simmered down a little bit. He will pull out one of the letters from Glossia, and in response to the activation, he will say, "I love you more than barley wine in summertime, more than mysteries and birds and bees. I love you as the motion loves the moon."
You
teleports
activate this letter, a constant way of basically being transported to the 9 hells to Gehenna. Is that where you go? Is that the one? Whichever one, the 6th layer.
Yeah, it's like Mori.
It's Moloch.
Moloch, something like that.
Anyway, yeah, the 6th layer of hell.
I
The
go to her
sixth- what-
house.
Could I look this up, or is this homebrew?
No, you can
No,
look
you
it up.
could look
Yeah,
this
it's the
up.
sixth layer
Okay.
of hell. I could
The
find it in
sixth
about
layer
6
of hell.
seconds if I grabbed that book right there. There's like right there, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, not worth it.
It's not worth it. It starts with an M. And you find yourself once again, as you all always do when you come here, outside of the massive prison. You have the constantly erupting volcano behind it, which then overflows down to the base of the plain where it solidifies into new bedrock that then eventually, through the cycle, basically is constantly destroying and rebuilding itself with that prison built at the base of the volcano. You make your way up the switchbacks that lead up to the prison. You enter into it and you quickly go up to the highest level where you know that your Duchess often resides. And you find yourself outside her office / room / door.
Oh, yes. Malbog.
Yes. Yeah, Nabog.
Close enough. We almost got there.
Moloch was the
gotcha.
guy that Glacia replaced and that the plane was originally named after.
Yeah, something.
There's
like
also like 3 different M levels of hell. So
Yeah,
you guys did good.
there's so
Good
many.
job, guys.
Nexus and Mobog and yeah, all that. Anyway,
Yeah.
you find yourself outside the door to your love's room.
that. Abinthy will pause momentarily to just kind of just double check that he's sure that he wants to go through with this, that
Flip a
this
coin,
is the
flip a
option
coin.
that he's ending up on, to kind of steal his nerves, and then he'll take a deep breath and I don't know if
You may
can do
enter.
that. I very cautiously dear.
My love, please come in.
Ah, thank goodness.
You find her as she is normally dressed, very scandalously.
So not.
Exactly, basically not wearing clothes. Sitting at one of her writing desks, looking over some of the infernal paperwork. But she quickly stands and goes over before greeting you with a hug and a kiss. It is a
I
pleasant
return it.
surprise. Why are you here?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Yeah, it's been a rough day. Oh, jeez.
Come. And she guides you over to the bed, where she'll sit against the bed frame and then just sit you down and just kind of like start like giving you gentle massages and kind of playing with your hair, helping you to relax. If that is what Abinthy would appreciate. I don't know what Abinthy's
yeah,
love languages
it's
are.
good
so-
enough. Look, I pretty much let Glacia do whatever she wants.
Great. She fills you up in a very comforting
Appropriate
way.
and
Yeah.
loving way.
They
Exactly.
give each other
PG-13.
a hug.
A,
Well, they already
a
did that.
hug. Yes.
They wrath. No, I'm just kidding.
Less than a couple more than friends.
What is on your mind?
I was reminded today. No, not reminded. That's a terrible way to start. I should be better at this. I tell stories for a living. I realized today that I have grown lax. I've been running, and although I don't regret running, I have realized that the world, in a lot of ways, has forgot many things. And in doing so, it has come back to bite me.
What has the world forgotten?
Oh, so much. You know, years ago, there was a time when the elements themselves trembled at my footfalls. There was a time when the few who knew my name spoke it in whisper, sang it in songs. There was a time when powerful people, powerful creatures, learned to, if not respect, then fear the name Abinthy Triplets. But I've been gone from that world for a long time. And now when that would be necessary, they've forgotten. And so I'm left with fewer options than I would like to rectify my mistakes.
What do you need of me?
I need to ask of you something that I never dreamed I would have to ask. Something that I don't want. Which I fear must be necessary.
And?
I need to speak with your father.
About what?
Oh, great many things. The turning of the world, the shape of the heart. I need to speak with him, and I fear to ask it of you, but I need you to tell him whatever you need to get him to agree to speak to me. I don't care if you tell him that the Advent Arcane requests his appearance, that the Scourge of Dis has come calling, that a gentleman suitor is here to ask for his daughter's hand in marriage. If she's willing.
It is bold of you to assume that I care for his permission.
It's bold of you to assume that I actually desire his blessing.
Fair enough. If this is what you need of me, then I can do this. But it is dangerous. You must be sharp, as you always are, but I simply fear his lack of care.
On the bright side, I'm not asking for his empathy.
That's
Leave.
good. There is none.
Yes. I think more than anything else, if he is, if not empathetic, then he is willing to do business. We currently have the same enemies.
Okay.
And about the matter, I'm not lying. And I will reach into my bag and I will pull out the 2 rings.
I can do it.
Dang.
If you would have me.
I would see the world crumble before ever losing you. And she will stick out her hand.
I will place the ring on her finger.
She'll then grab your hand and take the other ring and place it on yours. Before she'll lean in and she will give you a very, very passionate kiss.
Yeah. It's seen only from silhouette because we're PG-13.
That's right. That's right.
It's basically a hug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a mouth hug. Someone
That
said tongue
word
hug,
is
but
cursed
it's
right
hard to
there.
know.
This is not. I mean, this is a human custom. Are we married now? Is this how this works?
No, I believe the mortals would consider that we're engaged, and I apologize, but I must withhold the marriage for a time. Mainly because I have promises to keep. And if I make a third promise, one to you that I will marry, that there will come a time where I will join you, I will not break it. It may keep me alive.
I see.
I'm sorry that it took me so long. I was afraid. Our relationship has always been a cause for concern to me, that others could use it against either of us. But it appears that even if I do keep it hidden, keep it safe, that they will still find a way to turn it against me. And if that's the case, then there's no reason for me to hide it.
Who wishes to use me against you?
The one that I came here, I traveled with, you remember Cather? It isn't him, it isn't him. It's not him. Honestly, I regret many things I said to him today. It is not him. Cather was the champion of the gods of fate, the Triune of Death. And it occurred to me that some events on the mortal plane, the material plane, have given me the potential opportunity to bring back Talon. If I can find her. And so I sought assistance from the gods. Begrudgingly. I thought that perhaps they regretted anything. That they regretted the mistake that they had already made, that they would seek to make it right. A mistake that they themselves admitted was not meant to occur. But apparently I was wrong. And apparently they were greedier than I anticipated. Perhaps they do still fear me. Not in the way that they should.
They asked you for me.
To give you up, yes.
They sought to come between us.
Yes. Perhaps that too is because of my lack of commitment, because I ran. Perhaps it is because they have never seen. Perhaps it is because they have never felt.
Mount Celestia itself will fall for their mistake.
Perhaps. That is beyond what I care for. They offered a price, and just like any other store, if the price is too much, I would go to a different one.
And thus the reason you need to see my father.
Once again, begrudgingly, yes. Unless you have a better option. If there's some other person who may know where Talonashta is that I could speak to other than your father. I know that I made this very dramatic. I would love your opinion on the thing, on the situation. I value your words above almost any other.
If those that determine where fate brings them will not answer your question, my father is an excellent next choice. As unfortunate as it is.
Yes, and plus I figure, I mean, he already killed one of the three of them once. There has to be some bad blood in there somewhere.
There is a bit of a rivalry.
Fantastic. I love nothing more than a willing participant.
He will help you, but it will cost you just as much.
We'll see. You always prized me for my silver tongue.
That is true. In many ways.
Yes.
Lydia. It's
Six
like,
head.
yeah.
Hey, PG-13, we're allowed one an episode. All right?
Hamsuke just dropped the "that's hot" emote
That's
from Lydia's stream. That's cool. Subscribe to Lydia for
Nice.
cool emotes.
That's fine. Ooh, that is good.
I will have to meet you. Explain the
Yes,
situation. It will
Of
take
course.
some time.
by all means. I wouldn't say that I'm just chock full of opportunities to speak, but of course, for the Lord of the Nine Hells, Sir Pompous himself, I can find some time. But for now, the night is young. I am afraid I must be back in the morning, but I suppose there are many stories I could tell you throughout the night, if that's all right with you.
I would love nothing more. Especially
well.
that we came so close to not being able to.
Not as close as you may think, my dear, but we could be closer. Fade to black.
Holy crap, dude!
I love flirting
That's
with Aaron
flippin'
so
tea,
much.
dude.
Yeah,
I did not see that
That's
coming.
kind of what I expected. Yeah.
yeah,
I did
around
not see. I did not see this coming.
that. So once the night has passed, in the morning, on the dining room table, there would be a little card
Mm-hmm.
that says like, "Hey gang," obviously not written like what I'm saying, but say it in Aventhy's voice. Like, "Hey gang,
Hey, gang.
stuff to talk about. I will be in the chapel."
In the chapel.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
Oh, hey, Anchored. You missed Abenthy
Oh,
proposing
you
to
missed-
Glossia?
You missed a banger of a 30 minutes, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna
The
have to watch
rest
the
of
episode
you-
back. I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of you wake up slowly one at a time, as you do. Naya, Edward, you enjoy your music together in the morning. You enjoy
Bing
your
bong, bing
meditations.
bong, bing bong.
Cather, at
bing
some
bong.
point, I think Cather just slept in Catan. You know, I don't think he ever came home.
Is your mic muted? Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it. Okay, there you go.
I just
You-
said probably, but I knew my mic was muted.
But
Drew-
eventually-
Cather doesn't need food. He eats his own emotions.
yeah,
Him
Like-
brooding
like-
is him obtaining substance.
It's like a plant with photosynthesis,
Yeah.
but he just eats eggs.
Photosynthesis?
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
photosynthesis, but only
Yeah.
for storm clouds and lightning.
Yeah.
More like
Facts.
photosynthesis, am I right?
how's it going over there, Drew? What are you doing?
Yeah, Drew, how are you doing today?
I'm doing
How,
great.
how you feeling? You
What,
doing
what
good?
are you doing? You're
Oh
like
shoot, his
staring at the
girlfriend was
void.
taken! Do you remember? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, it's almost like Cather life constantly sucks.
Yikes, dude.
Anyway,
Oh,
you all find yourself
Jesus.
coming into the
I
chapel. Not that-
Jesus
not
has
the
no
chapel.
place in this stream right now. Did you not just watch the past
We're in
like
a
5
chapel.
minutes? Oh, that's fair. Also, do you guys head to the chapel? I mean, you can go whenever. If there's stuff you want to talk about beforehand, that's fine.
What do you
I'll
guys like
go
to
with you guys. I just
Nah,
gotta go
I
potty
eat
real quick.
the
but
note
I'm
you
there.
left, and I storm off into
It's
the
made
night.
out of edible paper, so
all, I
it
mean,
tastes
most
like, tastes
paper
like
is edible.
strawberries, which I know
it's
you
just-
aren't a fan of.
It's just bamboo fibers.
Yeah. Also,
Cather,
just
Renai, you find yourselves kind of awkwardly like waiting by the dining room table as Edward's coming out of the as Edward's going to the bathroom.
just fresh steam. Just
His timing on that stuff really isn't great, huh?
I mean, I think I've noticed Edward has a very small bladder.
It's like a squirrel's.
Yeah. If you were to
Oh,
take a road
Ginger's bladder
if
is
you were
better
to
than
take a
his.
road trip with him, I think he'd have to stop every like 30 minutes to an hour. It's kind of
My
He
goodness.
does when we travel.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of
At
crazy.
least he doesn't
actually.
try to pee in a bottle, you know.
Mhm.
Gross.
Anyway, that's a different story for another time.
Get out of here, God. We're not talking to you yet.
yeah, we're not in the chapel yet, sir.
Oh,
Oh,
there he
oh,
is.
there he
Oh,
is. Oh, he's approaching. He's approaching. He's getting his jacket put on. Hold
Oh,
on.
He's,
Oh, and he's
My
not
goodness,
oh,
he
wait, no,
looks
he went back for his
incredible.
comb.
There he is.
Went back for his
Alright,
comb.
come on.
Oh, oh,
Okay,
and
come on,
he's
Edward. Let's go.
there.
Let's go.
He is.
Wait, what?
Spent
Yeah,
enough time.
I'm
Let's
with
go.
you guys.
We were waiting for you as you went to the
I
bathroom.
had to go to the bathroom. It was
Yes,
a real
we know.
duke.
We can smell it.
You three head towards the
Not from
trees.
you, from the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, the duke was in there for so long. I had to wait. And
No one told
Oh,
me
there's
Finally.
definitely
that the
a Duke
Duke
in
was
there.
coming today.
yeah, didn't everybody got the memo? Wait, you didn't? Where were you?
Coco never sent out the memo. God damn!
I got
What
it.
did we
It was
pay?
on. It was on my door that the
Oh
Duke was
my
coming today. Hey, guess what?
goodness, the
He
Duke
said
of
that he was
Gibeah?
really sad that you weren't at breakfast today too.
Wow,
So
that's shameful. I'm not here, but I'm. This is
Yeah.
me
I think-
finally getting
Who
the
are you
memo
talking
in the
to,
chapel.
Edward?
we had tacos.
you imagining
and I
Raventhi
think,
again?
I think it messed with him.
You guys get to the
Anyway.
chapel. You open the doors to see Abinthy hanging on. I'm just kidding.
Jesus?
Everything's just dead.
Also, just to remind everyone, the chapel looks different to every single person that enters. The windows are inscribed with runes that change the visual shape of the stained glass to whatever gods they worship. So
Oh, cool.
for Cather,
That's
it may
nice.
be the Triune of Death. For Renaya, it would be Malice. For Edward, it would be, I don't know, probably Collection.
Nothing.
Just a pantheon. Specifically to Abinthy's eyes, the windows are dark.
So it's like creepy.
It's just very. For him, it's mood lighting.
Okay.
But
Abinthy, your
he
friends
is-
enter.
Yeah, Abinthy is sitting just in one of the pews, kind of in thought, looking around. When he hears the door open, he'll turn and say, "Ah, yes. Sorry, I thought I'd be dramatic this morning."
We are
Doing a good
dramatic
job at
bunch, huh?
What are you doing in here?
It isn't somewhere that I go very often. I figured it would be nice for a change of pace. We've eaten at the same table for many days in a row.
Well,
I've felt like
I'd
changing recently. So
I'd like to mention I'm sorry I wasn't more sensitive yesterday.
Yes,
I should have asked about how it went, and
it's okay.
you know it was just silly. The temple.
I actually called all of you here to apologize as well. I am very angry still, but that does not excuse rudeness to those who are undeserving of it. And all of you were undeserving of how I acted yesterday, and I apologize.
Well,
It
I
occurred
forgive
to
you.
me- Thank you. Before I go any further, especially to you, Cather, I am sorry. I lashed out towards someone to a reflection of what I'm actually angry at. Not that you are a reflection of them, I know. But
I
you
understand
are
what you're saying.
connected. Thank you. I'm struggling with my words, which is a terrible day to do such a thing.
And
But yes,
Abinthy, first of all, I do accept your apology and extend my own. More so that we may not see eye to eye on a lot of things, and this is probably one of those things. However, I will not deny it is a terrible place to be.
I would like to say to all of you, slightly more so to Cather, just because there's a higher chance of anything occurring. But to all of you, in the future, there will come days where I do things, I perform actions, I talk to people, I make decisions that may be detrimental to the world, perhaps. Who knows?
But I will never do anything to harm you. I will never do anything to prevent you from reaching your goals. I will forever attempt to assist you in whatever they are. Cather, if your gods ask you to strike me down, which I wouldn't put it past them, doing something like that sounds absolutely crazy, but they probably think of something of the sort. I will not fight back. And if I have to follow you from a distance to help you in whatever you need, I will do so, but I cannot afford to let you die. Well, or to let myself die. That would be unfortunate.
Kind of giving a slight glance back to Renaya. Well, we don't have to worry about that right now. I'm no champion of fate currently.
Yes, sometimes I forget. I saw you raise your hand, Renaya. It was very timid.
Well, everybody was just doing apologies, so I thought I would too. Cather, I'm sorry we fought. I don't know if I made that clear yesterday, but I am sorry we fought. Abinthy, I'm really sorry about what you're going through. And Edward, I'm really sorry, but Pockets ate your pants.
Was it
I
the
thought
good
it was
pair?
him.
Was it the good one? Oh,
No,
oh my
it's
god, all of it?
second- It's my second favorite
I still have
pair.
this patch left.
Pockets reaches
You
up
have
and
a
grabs it and
patch of
starts
it?
munching on it.
Oh,
Oh, just let him
Oh,
have
I'm
it at
sorry.
this point. It's
Edward, in penance for what I have done, I will do everything I can to save those pants.
Wait, are you saying? You're saying new pants?
All you ever had to do was
New
ask.
pants, who dis?
Abinthy,
I will have them by the
There's
No, Scourge of dis.
nothing more that I want than for you to make me some pants.
Well,
I
good.
so thought you were about to ask him to marry you.
I have these rings. I
plot
forged
twist. I forged these rings. Plot twist.
Plot twist. Right. So anyway.
Also, that goes for all of you. If any of you want clothes, that's I'm a tailor. It's what I do. But I don't want to get off track. I realized yesterday that due to my own negligence and my own pain, none of you know why I do anything. Why this is such a big deal. None of you know who she is. None of you can ever really know who she is. And so if it would be all right, I would like to try to explain.
By all means.
Is that okay with everyone?
I couldn't think of a better time.
I can't either, and that's really sad, because this is a terrible, terrible time. And it's a terrible, terrible story.
Please, go on. We won't interrupt.
In terms of meeting Talanashta, that is a story that I have already told to one of you, and I do not wish to say it again, so I will sum it up. In short, Talanashta was a drow. I had saved her from a cult when she was very young, like not even 10 yet. I was in a very bad place when I found her, and she kept me tethered. The terrible things about me that have always been there, and they will always be there. The good things were kept in place by her. She was my anchor. She was my reason for doing anything in a lot of ways. I would make a terrible father. Terrible, terrible. I should never have children. Frankly, it would be devastating. I'm getting off track. I had a friend, Yorwick. I've mentioned him before. Fantastic Smith. He and I had an agreement of non-disclosure.
I didn't ask him questions, he didn't ask me. And in doing so, we became close, and I knew that he would be a better man than I to take care of a child. So I took Talanoshta to him, and he agreed. Of course, I still took care of her. I would say that I was closer to a brother than any other form of relationship. She was the... I've only ever loved 3 things in life. The first was magic. The second and third were Talanoshta and Glacia. Those 3 things I value more than my life, more than yours, more than this world. She grew up into a wonderful young woman. I knew that she was different from the time that I met her, but most drow have red eyes. They see infrared. It allows them to survive in the Underdark. But Talanoshta's were green, like cut glass, like blades of grass. They were pieces of spring. Magic followed her around. I've never seen the weave interact with a person like it did Talanoshta. By the time she was 12, she was turning invisible and running through walls. It's terrible to keep track of a child that can teleport. Absolutely terrifying. And she was clever and smart, and she could sing. Her voice flowed through a room like burning silver. Above all, she was kind, something that I certainly didn't teach her to be. In some ways, I think that she viewed me as not a hero, but I don't know if any of you have had siblings. I certainly haven't. I'm an only child, but I've heard people have told me of the way that they view family members as they leave and return and bring stories upon stories of what they've seen, what they've done, people they've helped. I think she idolized me in some ways. She begged me to take her with me on journeys, and I refused for years, both me and Jorvik. But eventually I went to war with the Elemental Planes. They were attempting to encroach on the material. I fought their princes. I ran, I hid, I capered, I stole, I freed. I fought, and it took me away from the material plane for a time. When I returned, I was presented with a gift. Talanoshta had convinced Jorvik to take her side on the matter of her journeying the world with me, of having adventures. And she gave me this. And he holds up a spell piercer. It has 2 names. One that was given by Jorvik was spell piercer. It's fitting. It's exactly as Jorvik would want it to be, straight to the point. It does what it says. Talanoshta named it Impracticality. It's written in Undercommon. She taught me a little on the blade. She said that it was an impractical weapon for an impractical man. She was right. But 2 against 1, I agreed. Truth be told, I wanted her by my side to journey and see things. It's wrong for a growing person to be confined to a mountaintop, to a smithy with only one other. People need to see the world, experience life. And I promised Jorvik that I would keep her safe, that no harm would come to her. I stuck to little adventures, small things, helping people out of a rock slide, selling candy to children, maybe scaring off raiders from a town using a cleverly spun tale of a ghost. She played the part fantastically. But she wanted more. She wanted to experience a big adventure, something that would change the face of the continent. And begrudgingly, she always had... No, I wouldn't say always. My pride doesn't let me say always. I would say 55% of the time, her tongue was sharper than mine. And that was on a bad day. But she got her way. There was a war brewing. A war between Avarice and Wisteria Vale. One that you have seen the repercussions of in some way. Of course, I would not let her fight in this war. We're not picking a side. I agreed to let her join a group of medics. We would be behind Avarice's lines. They were the clear to win the battle. They had numbers, physical strength, superiority, and battle experience. It was safe. And we catered to both sides. We helped whoever we could. We saved lives. She was wonderful, and she cared. She was content and happy. And I was foolish. I was young and I was foolish. Being around someone like Talanoshta can be infuriating at times. And every once in a while, I would like some peace. I would go and I would check the boundary alarms to make sure that everything was right and good, just to have some time alone. I've never been one to care for people, especially people who are sick and injured. I'm a wizard, not a cleric. And they struck. The executioners, they were called. They were created by Wisteria Vale mages. Incredible. They came out of nowhere. I heard the alarms ring, but I was not fast enough. They struck like thunder and lightning. I heard them before I saw it. By the time I got back to the camp, it was reduced to rubble. I dug through that rubble for hours. My hands were raw to the bone by the time I found her. I wept. By the time I buried her, a part of me had broken fully, completely off. I was angry. Angrier than now, angrier than I pray I ever will be again. Stories are difficult things. Some stories are told in bright tap rooms, others are told only in secret, in hushed tones. The story of the Mage Slayer of Avarice Hill is one of both. As Avarice tells it, it is a story of a hero. As Wisteria Vale tells it, it is the story of a villain. Their stories are wrong, and my story has never been told until now. They say that it happened in the night. They would be right in some regards and wrong in others. It was 3 days before I found them. 3 days of madness. I did not sleep, I did not eat, I did not drink. But on the edge of madness lies brilliance. I had found access to magics I never thought possible. At that point in time, I was the strongest I have ever been. I was prepared. And it is true, and in one night I fell upon them like the sea and storm. Most were dead before they had the time to scream. And their blood ran like rivers down that hillside. There were around 40 of them by the time I was done. And when the sun broke through the clouds of the next morning, it was the first time that I saw what I was destroying. They were young, talented. Some of them were younger than I was when I had left. I was 12 when I left home, by the way. And I had killed every single one of them. The sound that came out of me at that time was not human. I don't know what it was. It was grief and anguish and pain and regret and longing and love and hate. And then I ran. And up until perhaps last night, I don't think I've stopped running. The gods themselves admitted that her death was a mistake, that it was unplanned. But after I had been there digging through the rubble for hours, when I found her, I asked for help. I screamed to anyone willing to help me, to help her. I would have given everything I am, everything I had. I would have given my soul, my heart, my mind. People answered. People is a strong word. Devils, demons. None of them could help me. Glacia, she was one of the first to respond. She told me that her soul was somewhere she couldn't reach, that it had been thieved, taken, held in a place somewhere far away. And when I called to the gods for help, I was met with silence. I was met with laughter. They relished in my pain. Perhaps your gods did weep. Perhaps they regret her death. But they had the power to do something at that time. Anything. And they chose to stand aside. Someone who watches tragedy. Someone who just lets it happen. Perhaps they are innocent. But Cather, you are a better judge than I. At least I hope so, because I would say that they are guilty as the ones committing the crime. But that's besides the point. I have given them another chance to make things right. And they have threatened me with the only other thing that I loved, someone who actually tried to help me. Someone who's loved me, someone that I have betrayed and returned to, and they have welcomed me with open arms. Perhaps they are fair, and I'm just blind to see it. But what I see is cruelty. And I will not respect that. If a king is cruel, then people rebel. if someone you meet on the street treats you with cruelty, there's no reason to respect them. There was a time once I may have even been religious. My parents were. They taught me well. But I will not bow my head to that. I will not bow my head to cruelty. I will not bow my head to those who would use the love of others against them. I cannot explain to you who Talanashta was. I can describe her, and even that is faltering. I cannot tell you the way she walked, the way she moved, the way she touched the world, and it formed around her. You may recognize, you're all elves, you speak Elvish, Talanashta. It means wicked moon. We named it after a smile. It pierced you like a knife. All the things that I could tell you about Talanashta do not bring it close to who she was, who she would have been, who she should have been. It does not begin to explain the lives that she could have touched, the people she could have saved. I have a chance to right my wrong, to save someone who deserved to be alive more than I ever will be. And so if I make choices that are detrimental, to put it lightly, I ask at least that you recognize why, even if you try to stop me.
Before anyone else can do anything, Cather will step forward, hand on the hilt of his sword, and just kind of basically approach and stand right in front of Abinthy. Not so much that you have to like just stare into the ceiling.
It's like gazing at a mountain.
Abinthy, I don't think there are any words that I could say that would make you understand why I respect the gods of death.
I doubt there are any.
You say they are cruel, and I agree. They are cruel. And yes, I agree. If somebody is cruel, you should not respect them, especially if cruelty is all that they are. But there's reason that there's 3 gods of death, not 1. Not 2. 3. One that does revel in the pain and the agony that death causes. One that simply sees it as a cosmic balance. That's once it's... Life is just one part of your soul's journey, and death is just the second. And one that truly does weep when those who die too soon are ferried off. Death is as equally cruel as it is kind. Just some people are unlucky enough not to get to see both sides. And
May I
before
ask
you,
Catherine-
before you say anything, please, let me finish. I fully believe Talanashta is not here right now because you were meant to be here right now. And I fully believe I am here right now with everyone else. All of us are here right now because this union matters between all of us. And Abinthy, I cannot compromise my beliefs to help you tear down the gods. But what I can do is uphold my beliefs to help you protect this world that I do know you care about. and to find her and bring her back safely. This is my final decree that I have any semblance of authority to make. And this might be considered blasphemous and eternally get me kicked out of the House of the Gods. But since I do have it on good authority that fate has a different design, it will be my last act as the champion of fate to help you bring back Talanoshta without killing the gods.
I thank you, and I will let you know I have never wanted the destruction of the gods. Oh, I have hated them, sure. I have hated many people. But if what you say is true, that I am here right now for a purpose that maybe, perhaps, perhaps all of this is just fate, that Talanoshta's death has brought me here, that the path I've walked, the lies I've told, the truths I have held beholden have brought me to this place. Could they not simply have just asked? And why, when I go to them, if it had been Ozilok speaking to me, I've bested his hand time and time again. I've seen the destruction he has wrought. I've seen the lives he has taken and the relish that he has had in the suffering. If he had spoken it to me, I would have laughed. Why was it the one who weeps?
Because she is not the only god of death. If it was the Daria only, she would have given you her back. I truly believe that. But as much as she is the prime deity of death, she is shackled by it.
Yes, she has rules and regulations that prevent her from being kind all the time. I understand that. I understand that they have their ways. But I don't believe that what they ended up on was fair, if I'm being honest. A soul for a soul. If I was asking for a life that had been taken rightfully, that had been in the plan, I have no problems with that. But they question my loyalty. They question who I am if I'm on their side. I do not think it is right that, as my grief was caused by mine and their negligence, that I must make the first step. If they had simply decided to trust first, they would have an ally forever. But if they will not have me as an ally, they will have me as an enemy. And I pray that it does not erupt into their destruction. People make mistakes. Gods make mistakes. Most of them were mortal once. They're beholden to it. To believe that they deserve destruction for being a fool. I've never thought that. If so, I deserve destruction 30 times more rather than simply 10. So I pray that this is resolved well, but I cannot guarantee it. Just as you have your beliefs, I will hold on to mine, and I thank you for your help. Because if there's anyone who deserves someone who is kind and just, it is Talanoshta.
Cather will give a slight bow of the head and then hold out his hand. Allies, then.
Allies, Am I going to get a brand if I do this?
No.
It's just a demon.
Is that just a demon lord thing? I didn't even shake your
That's
hand.
just a
Come to think of
demon
it.
Well, and I'm
No,
not
he
even.
just,
I
like,
can't
just
make
agrees
deals
to
like
it,
that.
so it
Like
kind of happened.
I'm just
Oh, thank
a,
goodness.
I'm just
My
a.
skin is so fine. I would hate to blemish it any further.
Looks kind of.
It's not a blemish. That came off as very
Yeah,
offensive.
it
I'm
was a little
shaking
mean, but
Cather's
it's okay.
hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a blemish, but like it's the same. I don't have tattoos for that reason. Because my skin just looks fantastic.
Abinthy is too perfect to need tattoos.
Porcelain doll.
Yes. Glossier said the same thing. As for you two, I don't mean to cut you out.
Abinthy, I had no clue. I'm so sorry for everything that's happened. And
So am I.
although I didn't know her, and I never will, and although
You
I'll
would
never
have
know what
loved
it's
her.
like for you, sounds like somebody most people would like.
The songs you would have sung.
But that's besides the point. Although I'll never quite know what it's like for you, we've had our fair share of loss. I've had my fair share of pain. Although I can't feel the same thing that you are, I can grieve to that measure with you. And whether or not the gods did right or wrong by me, all I know is that what we have now is understanding and care for one another and those we've lost. And that to me is important. So I will go with you as well. And
Thank
we'll
you.
do our best. And that will be enough.
I'm sorry that for all the years that I was by your side, I never revealed as much as who I am.
Don't you worry. I had secrets too, although I have a feeling you saw right through them.
No, not at all. They're very well hidden.
You're messing with me.
What? No. I mean, look at you.
Can
it's
practically
nothing
cut
personal.
that sarcasm with a butter knife.
Yeah. It's nothing personal. I understand. But I'm glad to know you now. You're one of my closest friends.
Thank you.
That's why you get 3 friends.
I value you greatly.
Thanks, Cather. 3.
That was Drew, not Cather.
One of your 3. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Renaya, I know that you have, but all the same, you know more now.
Arthur asked me what gave life value.
A difficult
answer-
question.
My answer was love.
It's a good answer.
Well,
That's what I said.
without love, it's just surviving. And I think we've all survived enough. So, it's time to start living.
Speaking of living in love, I really can't
Flip out a
afford.
vowel and boom, it's the same thing.
Oh
Sorry,
wow!
keep going.
Shoot, you know you're right. You got me. You switch around some vowels and you're there.
Yeah, it's
I'd
coincidence.
probably
I
put
think
that
not.
on a shirt. It's good marketing.
What about
No,
that?
sorry. I was thinking about it.
Tailors in their
Do we need
shirts,
to
am I
go
right?
pick up some like rations or something? What's
No, it's true. I haven't slept or eaten in over 48 hours.
Oh, that's
But
filthy.
speaking of living and loving, I really can't afford to die. Like I couldn't afford to die before, but I really can't afford to die now. I have a rather pressing engagement at some point in time in the future once we've done everything else. So
Honestly, I think the only
Okay.
one who can afford dying is me,
Hey,
and
hey,
we don't want to do that.
DM, do I notice the ring on Abinthy's
yeah, I
finger?
am. He is holding
Perception
like
checks
this.
from all of you with advantage.
Ooh.
Yay!
Renaya, you can use your
Yay.
passive if you'd like.
Yay!
I
She
rolled-
sensed it when we walked in the
I
room.
rolled a
Oh,
17.
I already knew. So I was like,
rolled a
that makes
7.
love.
You assumed that we were married already.
Wait,
I rolled a 7, so.
Everyone but Grant.
Okay,
knows.
you have a meeting with an important higher
Abinthy,
up that you need
is
to.
that ring new?
Wait, fiends use rings?
Mortals do.
You have a meeting with a fiend?
Oh, I had a meeting last night.
No, he's engaged
Oh.
with a fiend.
Yes. Oh, wow, you are spot on.
In
In
like
business?
combat? I can help.
In a way, love
I could
is
help
much
with
like
business.
combat. That's a fair.
What kind
I will
of what
allow
kind
it.
of agreement are we
Is
talking?
it a cult
like,
thing? Are they putting you to this? Like, are they
Don't
forcing
tell
you
me
to
you're
do this?
a part of
You
a
sound
cult
like you have a
thing.
lot of experience of getting married to random cult members.
Yeah.
But no,
She
no,
does.
no, no, no.
What could engagement mean?
That's a great question. Let me spell it out for you.
He's gonna get married to Glossia.
Oh, well, he's got it already.
You're getting married
I mean, isn't it?
Presumably, yes.
I would think it'd be obvious
to
since
Glossia?
we know
The-
that they're lovers and they now have rings on as if they're engaged. So it's pretty obvious that's what that
Are you
means.
planning on living in the 6th layer of hell with her?
No,
How am I supposed
no,
to
her
visit?
father would not allow that.
Asmodeus.
Yes.
Am I supposed to say his name? Is that fine?
Oh, say it all you
can
want.
say
We're
my
in the
name,
house of
it's
God.
fine.
Anyway,
The floor begins to smoke as the hell breaks loose beneath you.
it's just sorry guys, that's my sword. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah, what are you
That's
gonna do?
maybe that whole thing is a story for another
Oh,
time.
I was simply wanting to inform you, because obviously, if I die, it makes it very hard to get married.
right.
Other
I
than
don't
that,
know, with it being the
it is
hell,
true. It
so
might actually make it
actually
easier if I just
afterlife.
end up in her. Well, but then I'll be in the jail cell.
And it's
and-
kind of weird because then,
People
it's
are into
Yes.
almost like you're an employee of hell.
Trust me,
into that.
Mariah. I'm aware.
anyway.
But
You are
I-
just as bad as the rest of us. Don't you ever?
I know.
What do I
It's just
say?
I'm better at keeping it in.
I would like to say, at minimum, you're all invited.
Where's the wedding?
I don't know. Probably
Invited to
in
what?
hell.
The wedding?
Can we not go back to
Well,
hell?
I mean, Glossia can't.
I'm sorry.
leave, right?
That
Yeah,
was
she's
maybe
kind of a
insensitive.
prisoner.
Hell
so-
wedding work.
But who knows? Maybe
I'll
her
think
father
about
will want to
it.
make an exception and not be the worst person alive. I doubt it.
I'll think about it.
Oh, come on, Edward. I need you there.
It's hell.
I was considering making you my best man.
Maybe I could go.
I'll just have to think of it. But I suppose if you're too scared.
I'm not scared.
Have you noticed that your voice goes very strange whenever things like
Yeah, you
this
get a
occur?
really weird accent.
He's done that
Not
ever since we met
true.
him.
This sounds exactly like when you've drank too much and start eating marrow on toast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It starts. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But regardless, thank you all for hearing me out at least. I know that I can be a right pain in the neck, to be frank. I spent at least 16 years traveling alone. I'm not used to this. So I'm sorry if I am bad at it.
Oh, don't worry, we all are.
Yeah, we're the worst.
Hey, speak for yourself, Cather.
I think
But-
that Edward's incredible.
I've gotten used to it by now. You're just fine by me.
You have a little brown on your nose there, Abinthy.
I don't know what you mean.
Was that an old school idiom joke?
Well, no, it's a brown nosing means you're sucking up to someone.
Yeah, so
Um,
it is an old school idiom.
Oh, well, I suppose.
Because you got your nose up their
Abinthy.
butt. And you got
Boomers.
poop on your nose.
You stop.
No.
Abinthy, may I ask a question of you?
Oh, you can always ask a question. Is it a request? Those are more difficult.
When she died, how old was Talnashta?
Let me recall.
Let me check my notes on my
I
back.
think I know the answer.
Let me
Check some
recall.
backstory.
Click.
Let's see. Okay, I was that old, and she was that old, and so that number.
Oh gosh, it's like Drew adding up his damage. That was a playful joke, Drew.
Was it?
We love your math.
Is it a playful joke when you mention it every single time?
Well, when the paladin does 20% of the
math
boss's
is a
health, I'm pretty cool
quality.
with it.
Look, when you have an emote of you doing math,
Good point.
You've earned it.
Fair.
Oh yeah, Abinthy was talking.
She was 17.
Say it again.
17. Young for an elf, for sure.
All the more reason, I suppose. Right.
That's concerning when you say stuff like that
What
under
was
your
that?
breath in the middle of a church.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna
Especially
point
I
that out.
suppose, Abinthy, you would not know this about myself.
I'm 17.
I was-
Sorry.
I was once a
Dancing
drow.
queen.
What?
We
You
knew
mean
this.
you know how hard it was so difficult to find any reference to Talnanashta's culture when she was young. We had to venture through the Underdark for days, and we barely found scraps of civilization. You mean to tell me that I could have been asking you questions about drow society this
I don't
whole
know
time?
if it's like that.
I mean, I could have certainly answered some of your questions. It's a bit foggy for myself. But I could have helped a little, I suppose. Regardless, I used to be a drow myself, and so I suppose I can't help but sympathize with her in a way.
No,
A drow who wasn't raised in their culture and society, who doesn't have their sense of cruelty and desire for power, is rare, to say the least.
I had always had the thought that potentially she could change things for them, for the drow, to show people that it was not because they were drow.
I had a similar dream once. Long time ago.
Well, dreams are silly things.
Well,
You have to wake up
Abinthy,
eventually. Yes.
I don't want to speak out of turn.
No, by all means, it's an open court. We don't have a talking stick here. Maybe we should get one. I jest. That was rude. I apologize.
You know, a lot of people, maybe I was one of them, before I knew Tarak, understood the orcs to be cruel. But Tarak wasn't. And what he showed me is that it was purely circumstantial. Is that where Tarak comes from is a place of passion, love, art, bravery, character, honor. All of these things can be said about the orcs, and more. But because of where they were, and what had been done to them, it changed how the world saw them,
How they saw themselves.
and how they saw themselves. And Tarak saw right through that. And now they're doing things nobody expected. All I'm saying is your hopes, Abinthy, and your visions, Cather. I think we've had an example. I think it's silly to think that the drow are two-dimensional.
I would agree.
I think
I've spoken far too long already.
I mean, I took up the first 2 hours. I mean,
2 hours. It's been days.
I mean,
So-
what the heck, DJ?
And I was gonna
Hey,
say something.
I said that before you said your thing.
No,
I was just
no.
trying to fill empty space. If you want to keep talking, you're welcome to. I was just trying to make sure there was.
Sir,
He was
Please
doing the dead air
continue.
thing.
Just threw a ring.
I was gonna have a really cool thing. Anyway,
I want your cool thing.
well now it's not gonna be as effective. Anyway. Sorry.
By all means, I'm ready for it.
Please, Lydia.
Gosh darn it.
Please do it.
All of us are just like, Renaya, aren't you gonna say the thing?
Yeah, Renaya's lagging.
Renaya is like glitching. She's having a stroke.
Look. Edward's right. We've learned that monsters aren't born, they're made. And we can either go out fighting monsters or we can fight what's making the monsters.
Yes,
It's actually like really, really well said.
that's like very well said. Like you could put that in a book.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
you could
that
put
was
that
so
like in like a
I've
Like a
honestly
proverb.
had that one saved for a while.
that was so effective,
Thanks.
and it hit.
You see,
slapped
now you're
even.
playing it too much. Like
No.
us, we're honest. That
Oh,
just
this-
seems
okay.
offensive.
I'll back up. Sorry.
But yes,
I'll back up.
I'm sorry about Tarak as well. If I had gotten here faster, things could have been different.
Well, if a lot of things didn't happen or did happen, things could have been different. That's
Well said. Wow.
Stop it.
Strangely enough, I actually there was a friend that one of the few ones I had who terrible at cards, but he said the same thing when he played. The few times he won a hand, if things would have been different, then things would be different. No sense
Track
complaining
was
about
bad.
it.
Sorry.
What? Oh, sorry. What?
I was going to say Tarak was bad at chess.
He was
I
actually
will
really
believe
good at
you.
it.
Wholeheartedly,
He
I
beat
will
me
believe
every
you.
time.
And he made his choices. I think it's good what he did.
From what I've heard, Edward, I am glad that you are alive.
You know what? I'm glad you're alive.
I'm only
I'm
kind
glad
of
we're
glad.
all
that somebody-
alive.
This is getting very sappy.
Anyway, we
This
have
is
stuff.
getting very
we have,
sappy.
We have
We
stuff
have-
that we have to do.
Places to find. Oh, shoot.
Hey DM.
Hey,
Oh, just
DM, I
kidding.
also would have asked Glossia if she would have any idea where those places were. I just forgot to do it because we were in the moment and things were getting hot and heavy. But I probably would have asked her the morning after, like, hey, any idea where that plane, like the planes of the place would be?
Meow.
I don't know.
You said Neum at the plane.
Yeah, like an airplane.
Hey DM.
What are you doing?
The planes
What
of
am I doing?
Illavare?
No, Grant.
Doing Grant
I
stuff.
think we're
does
about to
not know
move
where that
on.
He has to give him a sec, Grant. He's doing
just
a,
answered
he's
she
doing a
doesn't
DM thing.
Also, yo,
Exciting.
we got rated?
Yeah,
no
we
one
did.
We got
said.
rated,
Oh, shoot. Was it
shout
during my
out-
monologue?
It was during
No,
your
this is good.
monologue,
During
yeah.
your
Well, I
monologue.
thank you for not interrupting
This is
me.
good.
That
It's
was
Simba
probably the
on
correct choice.
fire. Simba on fire. Thank you for the raid. It was very.
I
cool
was in
of
the
you.
moment. I'm sorry that we didn't shout you out at the
They
time.
had to go to bed. I was talking to them, but it's good
Renaya.
that we shouted them out. So the podcast
Yes.
is the YouTube.
Renaya,
What?
do you think you could perhaps message Leshka to see if maybe
Oh, yes,
they've
that
uncovered any more
smart
information-
and
Oh,
kind
information at the
fella.
library?
yeah. Do I cast sending?
Bro, any idea where this place is? No. Goodbye.
Leshka, it's Rennie. Do you know where?
The plane.
Illavare.
Illavare.
The plane of Illavare is. What? Did you find any information? I don't know what all these been said. I was in the abyss.
Okay, yep, that,
I don't know what was been said.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was a little slow on keeping up there.
I completely lost track after the third eye.
I got it.
Yeah, okay,
I got
great.
you.
I was like, I don't know anything, DM.
You have
so.
to do a Leshka voice. If you don't, I'm gonna fight you.
What does
I don't
Leshka sound
remember
like?
what-
I got it.
Oh, he's like
Yeah. Well, actually, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Sound like a
Green
small
bullets,
Reinhardt.
Things are not
I like
always
soap.
quite as they
Things
seem.
are like.
But it's
Oh,
okay,
like
because sometimes,
scene,
the
yeah.
crazy is really
Hubba,
good.
hubba.
Right.
I'm smart and I talk
I don't know
a lot.
why I would
I'm
think
smart
that
and I
Leshka would
talk a
say hubba bubba.
He
but-
totally would say hubba bubba.
Hubba bubba.
Do I have a tail? No one knows.
No, he doesn't have a tail.
I'll leave that as a secret.
Shut up.
Bit of an Easter egg.
Stop.
I do
like
not.
that.
No, off the top of my head, I do not. But Legend Lore would be a good place to look. I am not at the library because I am in the Valley of Kings.
Oh, that's right. He is still in the library.
Right.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, we sent him to the Valley of Kings. He's been not doing that at the
There
moment.
has
So
been
Legend
lots of
Lore.
activity exploring
Oh,
around here.
lots of activity.
Caution advised.
Caution advised.
I'm
Ooh.
assuming that's my words.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sending to Kimura.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
You're just gonna
I'm-
cast that into Kimura to be like, hey, so Leshka just did like a useful spending. Like, he's gonna say,
Hi,
take
Kiki.
notes.
It's Rennie.
Oh.
Have you found anything cool? Also, use your words wisely, or I will punch you.
6 words left.
Yeah, you got six words.
Hubba bubba.
Ilnaval plane we're looking for, please.
Nice.
That's
Over
close
there.
enough.
Huh. Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
You are looking for the
Anchored.
plains of Illavare. I was there when you got that charger. I have not found anything interesting as I'm still making my way to Rivaluna.
I cast Sending one more time to Kiki.
I answered your
Also-
questions.
The anchored said to say hi to Melora, so don't forget. Chat wants to say hi to Melora.
Say hi to Melora for me. Also, you are so bad at using this spell. I swear I'm going to punch you. You're the worst, Kiki. I mean, I'm
You're
just
the
kidding. I
worst.
love you.
You're the worst.
I
Kiki.
answered your
Lock
question.
down.
I used my words efficiently, and I even used my words to correct you. I did everything you wanted.
I think
and
that's more than 25, buddy. Back in your box.
So was the answer yes? He knows where that is.
No, he doesn't know. If he,
Oh,
knew where, he was
shoot.
there when you guys were told to go to this place. If he knew where it was,
Oh.
well,
Yeah, he was there, yeah.
no.
I was just counting. I wasn't listening at the actual
Yeah.
words that he was saying.
What's happening? So we're trying to figure out where Ilnaval
This whole
is.
time,
All right, well, I got nothing. Let's
Renai is just pacing
try
back and
Legend
forth.
Lore.
Well, shoot, I'm not Leshka.
When did you get here?
Right. Well, then perhaps Abinthy, that is your specialty, correct?
Let's give it a shot.
that
Legend lore,
legend.
the plains of Illavare.
Right.
Illavare.
Illavare.
Kill a bear.
Illavare.
Don't kill bears.
Illavare.
Illavare.
See, it's really funny because in my notebook I wrote down like Lavier,
Illavare.
Love you.
And
Lasagna.
lasagna,
You-
like spaghetti.
Legend Lore, the plains of Illavare. And you get a little bit of information on it.
Plains
These
of
were
spaghetti.
the plains, where this was the place where the final battles of the Age of Pandemonium took place. This is the place where Lonantari herself, like, touched down when she returned, and
that's
basically the trial started from here. In the original, or as for where it is, she touched down in the place of greatest chaos during the Age of Pandemonium, the place of the greatest wars, the greatest destruction, the greatest environmental hazards. A place named after the age itself.
Oh, we have to go to Pandemonium.
The plains of Illavare were in what once was on the material plane, known as Pandemonium, and now is its own plane in and of itself.
Well,
Not
that
Pandemonium.
Grant has no idea what that is. I
That's
turn to them. I
horrible.
turn to everyone else and I go, in hindsight,
That's horrible.
this is. I feel like this probably could have been guessed.
We're
I
going
feel
on
like
our
that
own
was
search for grog.
a little bit of a late, like a use of just a waste of a spell slot, really. Like if you thought about the Age of Pandemonium, there's literally a
Look,
place
we've had a
called
lot on our
Pandemonium.
mind. We've had a lot going
It's
on.
true,
I know the history, Abinthy.
but no, I'm saying that I'm an idiot for not thinking of it.
Okay, all right.
But-
So regardless, should have seen it
But
coming.
yeah, we've got to go.
how
to
do we get to
Pandemonium,
how do we
and
get to
that's terrible.
Pandemonium?
There's a lot of ways. I have plane shift. If we could find something from Pandemonium, I could bring us there.
Gather,
A panda.
Edward, do you
What?
think Polio's there?
I sure hope he is.
He's a red panda.
I know, and he's the cutest little guy.
It's spelled
Whenever he's afraid and he
panda,
has
like
the
right
thing
with an
where he
E, not
raises his
panda.
paws.
Lydia, roll
Would
a
it-
history check.
Me?
Couldn't the rod be from Pandemonium? In theory, take
That's
us to
a-
Pandemonium.
That's a 19.
There is another way if you were not to have an item from Pandemonium as well. The plane shift
go-
spell would be ideal, but you do know of a more chaotic way of getting to Pandemonium.
Oh,
I know a
Sigil.
much more chaotic way to get there.
Ooh.
In the Scholar's Guide is
Oh.
you obviously know that there are many different libraries for different ages and topics and stuff like that. Recently, the dragons were able to open the library for the trial by defeating a 50-foot tall golem, basically. Well, the Age of Pandemonium library has a similar guard on it, not a 50-foot guard, but it hasn't been opened because anytime that you pass through the doorway into that library, you are immediately sent to Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Problem
You don't know
So
where,
it's
you don't know
don't
what
like-
happens to
I'm
them.
telling you.
Most people don't return. But
Wah.
It
Well,
is
we're not most
known.
people.
That's the reason why there's no history on the Age of Pandemonium, is because locked behind this thing that nobody's been able to figure out how to get past.
has
Because
anybody
Scholars Guide-
tried to dispel
Let me
magic?
tell you
spell?
it. God told me, let me tell you. Go to Scholar's Guide. Go to Pandemonium. Takes you straight to Pandemonium. That's why nobody knows anything about Pandemonium, because you can't get into the Pandemonium room without going to Pandemonium, and nobody comes back from Pandemonium.
Sounds
Horrible.
pandemonious.
Oh, nice. Good word.
Oh boy.
That seems too easy.
I think that it seems reasonably convenient after everything else we've had to do.
I mean, to be fair, we could use a little bit of convenient right now.
I would also like to point out, I made this sheet 2 years ago.
Woo!
So it's
Look
just
at
a thing. You
And I
know,
want you to know that if you enhance that image, if you like lower,
you can see
Zoom
all
in.
the secrets
And
for
you
the
zoom
Scholar's
in.
Guide.
just above Scholar's Guide Door to Pandemonium is make Aaron's life hell.
Hey, look, Aaron, it's just your turn now. All right, we
Yeah,
started.
exactly.
We
It's-
started with
I
Lydia,
see-
then we went on to
You
me.
like
This is-
Glacier
now it's
so
your
much,
turn.
hell can't be that bad.
Well, yeah. So this is the thing. That was a good joke, by the way.
Thanks.
Tarak had like no NPCs because everyone was dead. So I missed out on the whole using my NPCs against me thing. Now I've just got a whole like three
Let's go.
whole NPCs. I can have those used against me all the
That's
time.
a
Is
three.
it true that the Scholar's Guide has complimentary muffins?
Probably, yeah. I
I
mean,
think
unless
that
they're
the-
out. They run
I
out
think
pretty
that-
fast. You just gotta
I
get
think
there
that
early.
the muffin kitchen might have been destroyed by the 50-foot tall.
Not
golem.
the muffin.
Don't worry.
Don't call it that.
That's really important to everybody, so they probably got it fixed.
It is
Guys,
fair. That's probably
We're
the
falling
first
apart at the
thing.
seams. We
Okay,
gotta get
are we going to
Pandemonium,
Panda
bro.
Town?
Yes, let us
I
go
want to
now
see
to
a
the Scholar's
bear.
Guide.
Beautiful.
I should
You guys-
probably
To the
send to Karam, see how
library!
he's doing.
You guys begin making your way.
This could be.
First stopping at all of your rooms to gather your stuff. You grab your
How's
bag.
the
You're
Karam
ready for
doing?
your adventure.
I was going to say we can probably resurrect his dead people using this spell too.
That'd be so cool.
So
Can I
like,
Can we
cast
do that,
sending to
DM?
Karam?
Can we?
Yes, you can cast that in.
Karam, we figured out a way to resurrect your dead
Hi,
wife.
Josh.
Gosh dang it!
What do you know about Pandemonium? You
Okay,
have a
wait.
red
Oh,
panda.
gosh.
Okay, wait. Wait, okay.
I
What an
missed you.
icebreaker.
Is this really what you just said?
Yeah.
I think that's less than 25.
It's Rennie.
We might be able to resurrect your culture.
Oh,
Good, he's not dead.
it's terrible. Pandas have nothing to do with pandemonium. Hoyer's good though. He misses you. Can you hear that? He's waving a paw. I don't know if you can mentally. And
That's
Yeah,
way
yeah,
too
yeah.
many words.
Yay! I'm happy.
The paw wave is an emote.
Yeah. You just get
But-
a psychic image in your brain.
You go, you gather your things. Triplewitz. In your room, you're gathering your stuff. You're grabbing your tapestry. You got your floating pack. You're getting spell piercer. You notice a
Now,
small
Thimble.
scroll on one of the nightstands.
First, I grab my 10-foot pole from my pack and I poke it.
It does not blow up or eat it or do anything malicious.
I walk over and I go, huh?
It smells like they're trying for it to be normal.
Like they're masking the smell of sulfur with perfume.
No, it doesn't. It smells like it's trying to be paper. You know?
Okay, so it's a mimic, is what you're trying to tell me. Look, people don't leave me scrolls for good reasons. I open the scroll, I read it. Kill me. Do it.
It's like a full scroll for just a few words.
Curse.
A step of faith. Valish Shatran. The soul.
Excuse me, I'm gonna need you to spell that.
What was the last
Interrupted
part?
him.
Why
Yeah,
must you guys always say that you need me to spell something to you in
why-
the middle of the
Wait,
sentence?
what was the last part? We
need
missed
to
the last
fix,
part.
Yeah, we need to fix how we do this. Let's have DJ read through the whole thing. Then we'll go back, write it down.
Come on, you
I'll
guys. We've
try.
been doing this
I'm
for
sorry,
2
I'm-
years.
I'm
Why do we always
jittery,
interrupt
okay?
DJ?
I'm sorry.
About to get
It's-
cursed.
Nothing
banished,
important has ever happened to me.
It
banished
simply
to
says-
the
That is a
almost
lie.
paper realm.
I'm ready.
Across the top, it says a step of faith. And then beneath it, it says Valish Shatharan, the soul stealer. That is spelled VALESH SHATARAN.
Grant, did you just almost fall asleep?
No.
No, I wouldn't call it that.
Abinthy will look at this and he'll roll it up and he'll stick it in his bag, and then he'll look up at the sky and say, "Have you ever considered just not being a jerk first?"
That's it in Aaron's.
This is
with
Aaron
that-
speaking through Abinthy.
And with that, we will go ahead and cut off for tonight. We'll end
Oh my
tonight's session.
goodness.
Woo! Good
But
episode,
DM
guys.
But yeah, we have 10 more minutes.
You're
We
not
gotta
going to
get
pandemonium with 10 minutes left.
pandemonium.
But we could go, like, show up and then end the episode.
Look,
No.
Drew, we got
Drew?
2 more hours than we thought we would.
I will go over there.
Please.
That'd be fun. You should
Please come over here.
I'd like
No,
to.
you guys get over here.
Chat, I
We're
wish you
working
could
on it.
all join
Anyway.
us. I wish you could all be here with us now.
Yeah,
That's
thank
an invasion of privacy. I
Yeah,
Thank you
that would
guys.
be a little weird.
you so much for sticking with us this episode. For those of you who've been here for all of 2022, thank you. We
Yeah, you're
love you
awesome.
guys. We can't believe that you've stayed. You guys are awesome. Please, little hearts.
Not good at it.
You know, you guys are fantastic people, and to all of our new fans and new followers, thank you guys so much for joining us in this little adventure. We hope that we can keep making you happy, keep entertaining you, keep making you proud, because we know we kind of suck at doing that, so we work on it, you know.
But it's going to be
Yeah.
better. It's going to be better
We're
come the new
always
year.
improving.
At least
Here's to the new year.
If you want to
2023.
stay in tune with us and keep an eye out on our improvements and give us ideas and stuff like that, we have a Discord. I know that
Gosh.
there were some raiders that might still be in here. If you want to keep track of this stuff and keep track of the story and talk with some really incredible people, please join the Discord. And if you want to support us just for free, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Stop on by. Thank you for
All right.
visiting tonight as well.
Last
Happy
stream of the year.
holidays.
Thank you,
Happy
everybody.
New Year.
No, it's not
Thank
the
you
last.
for 2022.
the
Last-
last,
last
stream of the year, you know.
yeah, you know, to 2023 in many years. Let's
Beautiful.
wrap this
Yes.
up, baby.
Grant just said everything that I was going to say. So, last thing I have to say then, for the last time this year,
Oh!
good luck and Godspeed, Dungeoneers. We will see you next time. Have a great night.
07.